me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kentucky Atheists. I've got Lil and Robin hanging out with me already. There's a link posted in the chat over there. It's pinned up top. If you want to come in and hang out and talk or whatever, we can. Not trying to really argue about anything, or no, there's no point to this really. Just kind of snowed in here, having a snow day in Eastern Kentucky. Got bored and thought, hey, I'll stream. That's my social life on YouTube. Hey, how you doing, Robin?
Good. I'm wondering why. I thought I got the avatar changed. I don't
You
know
did.
what.
It's there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did that before. Come on. So.
Robin Webster, the master debater.
Yeah.
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 What's up, Lil? How are you today?
Okay. The ice is finally melting. We didn't get snow so much as we had 3 solid inches of ice.
That's what we got.
So,
I got about 2 solid inches of ice.
yeah, it was about 3 solid inches. It started melting yesterday, refroze overnight, and now it's really starting to melt because it's like 50 degrees here, so it's melting quickly, thankfully.
Yeah. I mean, you can get around here now somewhat. It's still kind of a mess out there. You still got to be real careful, but you can at least go places now. A couple days ago, you couldn't do shit. Like,
Yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was yesterday. Like right before, maybe about an hour before sundown is when I went out and did everything I needed to, and there were still like 2 cars out there. Nobody
yeah.
was out thing.
Yeah. So, what's up, everybody out there in chat? I see you out there chirping. Theoretically, Jeet, Average Joe. Does that make me the above average Joe? Just wondering. Robin's
Yes.
in chat. I thought I seen somebody else. No, Lil at the beginning got the first chat in. That's it. Lil's microphone going diving again. Yeah, it did sound like he was underwater there for a second. Yeah, EV Mux, you got to check and make sure it selects the right input for microphone because it will it'll just switch shit up on you.
There's a jester.
No one else is here. Just you, Jester. Just you. You can come on and hang out with us if you want, Jester. It's open to anybody that wants to for the hell of it. Don't really have a point today. I'm sure with everything going on, we may end up hitting on something political, but that wasn't really the point of today either. The political show's tomorrow. Let me tell you something though about this political show, guys. We're working really hard to try and up the production value and have fun and find ways to engage with the audience and just bring you guys a good show with stuff that we know is already out there and is information that you may already know about, but we try to talk about it in a way where we talk about implications and things like that, especially as part of the atheist community or whatever. So but it's not even a joke. What's up, Amber?
Hey.
Hello, I found this random link in the side chat and I clicked on it and here I am.
There you are.
Yay.
Good to see you. Good to see you. We haven't got to really talk on a stream in a bit. It's good to have you on.
It's true.
Yeah. Amber was on my very first live stream and was actually responsible for me even having it. So
I'm sorry, everyone.
You caused this. It's
It's where I met Ember. Yes. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Watch out, they're going to kick in the door. Uh,
Breaking things. It's what
yeah.
we do.
So anyway, though, real quick. So over on the political stuff, I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's cool. Like I don't, I don't. That's fine. But if you do like it or whatever, we're starting this thing where we're going to do polls every week, and I'll put out a link and stuff where you can go vote on the poll. During those shows, you'll actually be able to vote in the chat with a hashtag. But leading up to it, you can use the link. And this week, we've got a poll going that is, what are Greg Bovino's post-ice retirement plans? A, he buys lifts and finally sees Paul. B, joins a racist prison gang. C, have an affair with Stephen Miller. Or D, who the hell is Greg Bovino?
Right?
So,
What do you think I
that's
voted? Which one do you think I picked?
Stephen
I'll say
Miller.
affair with Stephen Miller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
So,
my
I
bet
was gonna say a good one to put on there in place of the get lifts, which the get lifts is the one that I suggested. But to on there like finally learned to love being a short king or some shit like that. I was just like, oh my god, because apparently the dude's like 5'2", like he's short.
Yeah, he's gonna detransition because he is a trans man, and he's gonna go on tour with Chloe Cole and
Yeah.
get paid $250,000 to testify about the horrors of trans medicine or some shit.
Well, I mean, like
I had that he was going to become a human rights advocate, but
you gotta look at the picture of him in his coat, like his long ice coat, like
Can someone say Himmler?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
gosh.
Yeah.
like he is. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's trying to imitate. I mean, like he is.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. Not-
that's the thing that drives me nuts is like I will see pictures of him and I can recall exactly what a Nazi picture looks like.
Yes. Like he's just like he's trying his hardest to look that way. That's his look he's going for.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that big crazy link I put in the chat over there is if you want to go vote in that poll, up to you or whatever. But we will show it live tomorrow, and we'll kind of monitor it through the stream and just see how many people we can get to vote on it and stuff. And we'll kind of come up with something cute like that every week to have a little fun and engage with you guys. So yeah, but Greg Bovino, a good subtraction, Doge finally got one good. But
Well,
yeah,
after they got rid of Elon, they were.
yeah, right. Elon doged himself. Got out there on the ketamine and got in a K-hole and doged himself. But
Oh
yeah.
god, I hate that guy. I absolutely despise that guy.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I hope everybody's staying warm out there. If you got part of this winter weather that swept across the country, I hope everybody's safe and warm and stuff. It's been a bit of a mess, and there's in my state, half of eastern Kentucky is without power and trees and power poles and everything down everywhere. So it's quite the mess to clean up, and I hope everybody's safe and doing all right, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah,
Canada's
it's
been
pretty-
saving our bacon again.
Yeah.
Despite all the nonsense, the Canadian power crews have been sneaking across the border to keep Americans from fucking freezing to death since we don't have FEMA anymore.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm gonna have to go mute for a minute and go feed my cats. I've got like 4 cats climbing on my computer right now. So
Maybe they want to co-host.
they're fixing to. Like one of them's fixing, like she's like getting ready to walk on it right now. So I gotta do something with them. I'll be back in a minute.
Good luck with your pussy.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I couldn't
That
help
was
it.
awesome, Joe. That was
I'm a
awesome.
child. I'm a child.
I love it.
We come here for the sophisticated humor.
Yeah. 43-year-old child here. So, but yeah, like it's the world we live in now. It's like you're not surprised by things, but at the same time, it's like you just have to like take a breath. It's like the internal face palm where you're just like, oh, here we go. This is the stupid thing of the day today. Yeah, yeah, right. It's taking everybody for a ride, and like if it was just the incompetence, like okay, but just the amount of fear and just the
The
crimes against people.
yeah. I mean, it's just it's absurd that like there was this whole thing today about ICE trying to fucking get into a foreign country's consulate. You cannot fucking do that. That is akin to invading a foreign country, but we all know Trump loves doing that, so
Yeah.
Laws? Who needs laws? Does
Yeah, well,
Greenland
it's like
have an
when you
embassy?
say you cannot do that, it's like, oh, that's
Mhm.
the thing they'll do then for sure. Like,
yeah.
yeah, the glass ceilings and all. But
This is a hold my beer administration. That's what it is.
right, yeah, yeah. Hold my beer while I fall asleep on live TV. But yeah, we'll get deeper into all that tomorrow. We've got lots to say about it. We're gonna have some fun tomorrow too. I had promised that we would do a thing where we kind of opened it up and let people come on one of the political streams and hang out and talk about whatever. And I felt like as part of that, we'd play a little game where we give people Trump quotes to read and try to figure out what the subject is. And just a fun little thing to lighten the mood a little bit. We're going to talk about a lot of serious stuff and a lot of heavy stuff, and so we'll wrap up the last bit of the show with a way to kind of have a bit of fun and poke at it and stuff.
Some
If you
are
can't,
easy, some are really hard.
oh yeah, no doubt. If you can't at times step back and laugh at the absurdity of it all, like you get in a scary, awful, dark place, and maybe you are anyway, but like kind of being able to stop and laugh for a minute, I think is helpful for everybody. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think having a laugh at the expense of the fascist, authoritarian Nazi government we have is going to hurt anyone.
Nah.
We can try.
I mean,
So
the one thing that honestly I kind of like about it is everybody who I've talked to who's international has basically said like, we know not all of you voted for it. We know you are not all crazy. Just
yeah.
FYI.
Well, the thing I keep thinking, and you'll have to forgive me for putting it out here so bluntly, but like, ICE fucked up and killed a couple white people now, so everybody's worked up.
Yeah.
We still have many thousands of brown folks that we don't know where they went.
Yeah.
And I had always said before this, and still think it up to this time, that they're nobody's taking all these people and paying to house and feed them and do and take care of them. Like that's just not
Mhm.
that's not in the cards. Nobody's going to do that for free. And if your whole point is the strain on our economy and our social existence here in the United States, I don't think it really makes sense to then say, well, we'll ship them off somewhere else and pay for them to be there. So
Mhm.
I'm concerned about that. I think later we'll find out a whole lot of bad stuff went down.
Yeah.
You had one time out and you were way out of line on the ice shooting. Relax and do better instead of bitching about it. Yeah, I was kind of just I said follow the rules and you'll be fine. But yeah, it's over. It's done, Joe. Let's keep up, son. But whatever. But Thanks for being here, Joe. Really, I do appreciate you coming, even though, I, I kind of think some of your beliefs make you a shitty person. But thanks for being here. We'll try to work it out. um,
I'll leave that to you.
That was the charitable version. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Oh no, not facts. I hate when facts come in. Facts come in the door and change everything, including the.
Why let facts
reality.
get in the way of a good story?
I
that I
love Aaron Ra's approach to facts. Not as big of an Aaron Ra fan as I used to be, but I do like his take on facts, which is consistent with definitions and the way that we use the scientific method, I guess.
Truth is what the facts are, and facts are that which would comport with reality. It's super. Aaron, he has his pluses and minuses. He's generally a good dude. He tries to help the community where he can. He and I have a little bit of a history, but he didn't intentionally do something, so not to worry there. But he has a touch of the tism, and so he's very cut and dry about absolute things like facts. Like a fact is what is true. It's not an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He, I think it has to do with the way that he kind of started on this road, because he was in these chat rooms and these news groups and things, and talking on forums and all that. And so over time, he kept like he would go and write down things that he had addressed and how he addressed it, and kind of work on his answer to those things. And so he's came up with these quips and these one-liners and things of how he addresses almost any question. So, and they're good. I mean, they're. It's not that he's doing anything wrong there.
400 times in a month, you're gonna boil it down to something that's easier to remember. And
exactly. There's, and I mean, I think that for creators who come on and engage with theists or anyone who disagrees with you on whatever topic you spend your time talking about, to take those notes of this was asked and how I approached it, and to keep that and work on it, and to better your craft in a sense is
Hey, Dave.
Is a pro move in my opinion. But and like I said, Aaron has his ups and downs. He's he bigly disappointed me this past summer, and so.
Right, that's why I ended up making the most epic speech of the fucking event.
Yeah, you did though. That's true. I will give you that. You did exactly that. What's up, Dave?
Is it just me? Or if you're talking to Dave, do you feel like you have to be completely on point with your grammar?
I never got that impression.
I'm from Kentucky. We don't do that here.
I felt like I was like back in college, like trying to do my thesis.
Yeah, they hold us Kentucky people to a different standard. We're not. There's not as much expected of us as everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Texas, so.
Well, yeah, that's bad.
Are you from Texas, though?
Yes, I was born and raised here.
See,
occasionally,
Joe,
you can hear my accent come out. Occasionally.
Yeah. I catch it every now and then.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if I'm really tired or if I'm drunk, it comes out in spades.
Yeah, I think you were drunk.
I haven't been drunk.
I told you what. We're gonna sell some propane and propane accessories. That's a Texas accent, right?
That's one of them. There's like 6.
But That's how you do it, Joe, right there. I love Aaron Ra and his knowledge on human evolution. Way to chat, brother. Way to chat.
I told
But-
you
that proper opinion,
he
so
picked
keep back.
I thought
Yeah.
maybe he picked too many battles, like
Yeah.
being a right wing atheist and an atheist, like in Kentucky. Doesn't Joe live in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe he's got too many battles going on at the same time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, even I think that, at least Joe's coming and listening to the word.
Yes.
At least he's
Yeah, because I
coming over and hearing what we have to say.
I can't sit and listen to right wing channels.
Yeah.
No, I used to try to listen. Okay, so Glenn Beck was kind of okay when he was on the radio because he
Yeah?
was just like a laughable clown sort of deal. Rush Limbaugh, I was sure was satire for like 2 solid years until people were like, "What, you don't believe what?" I'm like, "What? Who could take that man seriously? What do you mean?"
I used to. So back whenever I cut meat for this big grocery store chain, I worked in the cooler all day, cutting steaks and pork chops and all the meat department things. I handled everybody's meat, and
Nice.
everybody's got to have a skill, and so I would put the radio on AM radio and listen to Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh, and I did too. I thought it was like a joke at first. And
Phil Henry was on about the same time of day, right? Like often
Yeah.
between those two. And his whole thing was he'd do the voices and he'd do troll call. Like, I don't know how people didn't figure out he was trolling too, but I mean, that was his whole deal is he had like this woman who was like the head of the homeowners association. And she'd be like, as the head of the HHA, I just believe that my husband should be able to make the bushes into the shape of my breasts. Like, that's just art. And people would call in and be like, what's wrong with you, ma'am? But like that was
love
the whole daytime thing I thought was just comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember the story of the congressman that was like tapping his foot under the bathroom stall and like,
Yes. There were like 3 of them. Which one?
well,
There were
I
like
don't,
3 of them.
I want to
Before
say it was the
Grindr.
first one, but I'm not sure. But that's about the time I was working in this meat department, and whenever that story came out, and then I later found out that this was a real thing that was happening. I was like, wait a minute, like this is that they're serious about the things that they're saying, like, and that's about the time I quit listening to it then because I was like, oh, these people are like culty and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the thing. That's one of the ways that Limbaugh set the stage is because the shit he said was so absurd. He could say to any reasonable person, just joking. And a reasonable person would be like, oh, that's obviously the case. It's poor taste comedy, but it's definitely comedy. This is outrageous nonsense. But the idiots, the poorly educated, if you will, they took it seriously. They thought it was real, and they started to believe it for real and send him money for real, and then endorse candidates that he picked for real.
Do you think that's how we got here?
Joking.
Do you think that's how we got here? Like it's like the flat Earth thing? Like it was a joke and people followed it?
I think that no, I don't. I think that it was a very organized and strategically, strategic thing.
Yeah. I mean,
it was like
almost all.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost all the right wing stuff you can trace back to the Koch brothers.
Yeah, and Rush Limb, like they went after the like the channel to get the media and stuff. Yeah, it was very organized. It's a very well funded attack.
Well, there's a bunch of different factors. Big one is the Fairness Doctrine disappeared. That's what enabled Rush to become a national show. He had been confined to a local radio station for the longest time because of the Fairness Doctrine. Reagan did away with that, and the very next year, Rush was national.
Yes, and it was Reagan. It was Reagan.
Reagan got rid of the Fairness Doctrine because that was part of his obligation to the Falwell coalition of what we now call the evangelicals, but at the time they called the moral majority. Like it's been a religious movement the entire time. They just sane politics.
And it was Reagan, not Obama. I see so many people that try to say that it was Obama. Like you can look it up. You know, I mean, like it's such easy fact checking. And I've had so many people say it was Obama that got rid of it.
Everything.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Obama blamed for the British taxes in the 1770s. You know, it's all Obama all the way back.
Yeah.
It was one of the last things. Yeah, it was one of the last things that Rush did before he finally kicked the bucket. But it was he was saying something about how the hurricane that was headed towards there was a hoax, and of course he noped the fuck out of there like the day before it hit.
Yes. Well, congratulations to Rush on what, like 10 years of sobriety now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly.
Getting pretty close. He got a Presidential Medal of Freedom, rendering the entire award valueless. Now, to be clear, it didn't have much value in the first place. I mean, Kissinger got the damn thing, but whatever. So he was around for like the first year of the Trump presidency, but yeah, he's close to a decade now on not saying anything stupid.
We can blame Reagan for a lot of shit. Yeah.
The only like quote unquote conservative stuff that I keep up with, and I mainly keep up with it because I want to kind of see how they're viewing news and stuff. But the only people that I can even stomach are people who are like never Trumpers and always were, and are just like, no, like we're not doing this crap.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing is that the few remaining legitimate conservatives are basically Democrats, like because the Democrats are conservatives, you know.
Yeah, they're conservative Democrats, but
only because
this thing falls down all the fucking time.
So turn your gravity down
because of the toxic shit cloud surrounding Trump. They're all going to have to distance themselves from him going into this election. And now that we're in the new year, these campaigns are starting. So you're going to see all of them move towards the middle and start, you know, like and hopefully the Democrats hold them accountable when they do that. So we hear some very interesting explanations. But I think you're going to see, I expect that's what's going to happen. That's the way this usually works.
Every single Republican that has tried thus far to distance themselves from Trump, I've seen whoever the Democrat or the head Democrat that's running that area is just slamming them left and right.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that for the last 10 years, they have wrapped themselves so tightly fucking around Trump's nutsack that it's just like they can't untangle at this point. They cannot fucking do it.
Ew. I hate that image.
It's fun to watch.
Hey, you've given me plenty of like bad images, so there's no payback for earlier today. How about that? For making me watch that. I think I was killing Kyle there a little bit.
Speaking of images, Robin, tell us about your new image avatar thing.
Well, yeah, I finally got ChatGPT and started trying to use AI. So I'm like, woo, like you know what I mean. and I'm probably gonna say this probably won't, but I'm going to give her the credit for it. I had it. It looked a little different, and actually, Earl cleaned it up for me and made it look better.
Boo.
I know, but I'm gonna give her the credit. Give her the credit because she did do it, but she made it look a lot better. But anyway,
I'm just messing around.
The one for me, the one for me that just did for politicality is probably like the best picture of me ever that I've ever had. I'm just like, damn, dude, like, AI could actually do good. Because every time I see an AI picture of me, it's always been a little bit off. And I'm like, that one actually looks good, damn.
Yeah, I put Robin's link in the chat there. Anybody that wants to go over and subscribe. Robin's been debating some of the creationist folk that run around on YouTube here and having some fun talking about interesting stuff.
Playing
So
whack-a-mole.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
even I'm going to tell you right now, even Steven doesn't have the stomach for the debate topics that I want to do now. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Leave it to you to put it in the gutter, Robin.
but I mean, no, I like the first one. I got him to agree to my first one, which is should Christians support the Second Amendment? He's not real crazy about doing this debate at all. But I told him that my next debate I wanted to do should Christians support ICE, and he flat out refused on that one. I mean, like because he doesn't support ICE either. So
Yeah.
Okay, so he does have some redeeming qualities as a person. I was going to say, the Bible, yes, you can argue anything any which fucking way, depending on how much you want to misinterpret the Bible. But if you just look at it at face value, ICE is antithetical to Jesus's teachings. It's like
Absolutely.
polar opposite shit.
There's a whole story about it. How that's
Right?
not the way, the stranger, like
I mean, that's what Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed for, was how
Yes.
they treated strangers.
Yeah.
I'm really I'm looking forward to finding somebody to debate that one with. Hopefully, I'll have enough practice under my belt with Stephen. We have one this weekend. Is atheism a religion?
I know a bunch of hey, I know some people that'll debate you, Robin. I didn't even think about Trippycast and that bunch over there. They'll debate you on those things for sure.
I'm gonna find somebody to debate me. I don't like the fact that me and Steven kept it pretty like respectful was important because I don't think that I kind of feel like that when it turns into a dumpster fire, everybody just goes in their corners and doesn't listen to what the other side is even saying.
Yeah,
Um,
that's kind of the game plan.
I know, but that's not what I mean. Really, like I was convinced of my position that I currently hold on religion through debate, through
Sure.
through watching Sam Harris debate and stuff. And so I think that respectful, well moderated, you know, non dumpster fire debates can change minds. And
Well,
that's kind
yeah.
of
I mean,
what I'm looking
when
for.
people disagree on a proposition, you know, discourse is how you arrive at a better position and how you confirm the one that you hold.
Yeah. I just don't think that the like those dumpster fire debates actually get to that they don't get there to that because it's too much just fan stuff like watching a football game or something. You know what I mean? Like so that's why I was so Steven, it's been good. Like me and Steven both are kind of just getting practicing with each other right now on that too. But and he's agreed to the Second Amendment one, but I don't think that I'm not sure that I think that he really doesn't regret it somewhat probably. But yeah, he said no ice. No, I'm not doing that ice thing. Him and Achilles both, either one of them are down for that. So
Sorry, I had to mute there for a minute. I wasn't ignoring you.
nobody's talking, so I'm just sitting there. Going,
Yeah.
Air! Shit, everyone run!
Sorry, I was mute for a second.
And they said everybody's typing.
No,
Everyone is typing.
no.
I was
had-
typing, but I was muted.
A very important question.
What's your question?
Somebody wanted to know who the fuck Earl was.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's not an important question.
Well,
Nobody.
Yeah, but I didn't bring it up to like. Okay, Dade's got a question here. Why shouldn't Christians be proponents of the Second Amendment? Um, if you come watch my debate, Dade, you'll learn that. No.
I mean, I don't know. This one I actually could argue both sides of, but trying to get my own evaluation of it. Again, we don't have a reason to give a fuck what the Bible has to say about anything. But Jesus is a whole he has that whole turn the other cheek and semi nonviolence thing. On the other hand, this is the same Jesus who runs around temples with whips flipping tables. So take that for what it's worth. But he does say turn the other cheek.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're not Christians, so we don't have to care what the Bible says. But like, if we were Christians and we claim to value what that book says and what supposedly Jesus taught, then you can pull a few verses out like that right there. But that was also Jesus doing that and not his followers. Like he didn't allow that behavior from his apostles. He took the sword away from um, Peter and healed the guard's ear. And so I've actually at first thought it would be a harder than it seems like it's actually going to be. I think because it seems that the early Christian church up until the time of Constantine was absolutely opposed and taught pacifism completely and not even self defense. That like there's Bible verses that even say that you shouldn't defend yourself, that you should leave that for God to do. So
There still are. There's still Christian sects that believe that.
yeah, it actually is. It actually well, I mean, like I said, there's some things in there, but if you take like the majority of the verses and then you take what the early churches taught, that um, that is not the position that the early churches held either. Up until Constantine, pacifism was and like universally taught against across all church sects, like Christian sects.
Yeah, there was that whole feed him to the lions thing because unlike the gladiators, they didn't fight back.
Yes, because persecution is like holy. Like and vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And, oh, I know you're just playing devil's advocate. I mean, I'm definitely going to have to put up with some of that. But it actually it turned out I kind of started out just thinking, oh, love your neighbor, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff right there. The more I researched it, the more I found to support that, and that's why I'm going to go for the support ICE bait next because yeah. I think if we're going to have a nation full of Christians and have to put up with them everywhere, they need to start acting like.
Well, they're relevant topics, They're relevant to current events. So,
And well, consider this. If the right can weaponize Christianity to make people do things that are the polar opposite of what they were taught in church, then it behooves us from a strategic as well as rhetorical standpoint to weaponize their beliefs
Thank you.
to make them do what Jesus said.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right.
That's exactly what I think. I think if they're going to run around and like proclaim all this higher moral ground, then we need to start holding them accountable to that ground and calling it out when they're not.
that I had this discussion with Will earlier. He called and had talked to an old friend, Daniel, and he
He's not getting some traction. I don't know
yeah.
if you've seen, but bigger channels are starting to pay attention to his nonsense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it is. The more absurd, crazy stuff they get on there and say, like people pay attention to Corky now too. That I used to cover. He's gotten all kinds of attention, and it's
We're
like
too far ahead of the curve, Joe.
yeah.
You're getting the
Yeah,
fresh.
before my time, I guess.
You gotta let them ripen a bit.
Yeah, but but that's what I told him. I was like, well, just take his epistemology and use it against him. Like, take the very tools that he uses to to make those points and then make him reconcile those with the contradictions within these other things. And it's it's funny that came up because it seems to be like the a good approach to what's going on currently is take their own past claims and use them against them. Like, we remember what you said. We remember what that argument used to be. So yeah,
Yes, exactly. I'm like I agree to the atheism is a religion thing, pretty much because it's going to be easy, but it's dry.
yeah,
Nobody cares about watching that except maybe some Christians, because we all know what a dumb argument it is. But I think that like right now that calling them out on their bullshit, like this is what your Bible says. If you don't read it, I'll let you. I'll show you. And like you know, and have some kind of clear understanding of that of what it says and what the early churches taught and stuff. And like I said, I found out up until Constantine that there was no sect of Christianity that taught even self defense was okay.
yeah. No, good luck. The
If nothing, I'll piss off some of them. If I don't,
well, I think you found so here's the thing, Robin. I think you found a person that you can have those conversations with that isn't because as much as Stephen claims to be like a right winger, he holds to a lot of left wing ideals, and he doesn't support a lot of the things that's going on. So I think you found a good person to have those discussions with, and hopefully some of the people that are further to the right that consume his content will see it, and maybe like it's again you I think of the a closed mouth doesn't get fed, or a closed mouth doesn't eat. Like, you have to go out and have the conversations about these things to get people thinking about them. Otherwise, they're just going to continue on believing the thing they believe and thinking the things they think because it's easier. Honestly, I mean, like it's easier to believe the lie than it is to do the research and figure out the truth. Um,
yeah, exactly.
So
And like I've tried to not go with this. I did with the other one on the United States. I tried not to go at it as an attack on Christianity. Um, like I think we do that a lot, and that's fine. That's great. That's what like our all atheist shows are pretty much for. If we want to bash Christianity, but when I'm talking to Christians, I feel like that puts them in a like in a position to where they feel like they have to defend themselves,
sure.
and so they're not listening to anything I say after that. And so I tried to make points that didn't come at Christianity specifically, but just came at to show them that actually freedom of religion protects them too.
Yeah. The way how I actually got that point across to my mom real easy was telling her, like, look, if we actually get under a Christian theocracy, whose version of Christianity are we going to be under? Are we going to be under Catholics? Are we going to be under Baptists? And I listed like 10 different denominations that she's not, and she's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Mormonism could be fun. Nobody gets alcohol or coffee. See how long that lasts.
The Puritans burnt the Quakers at the stake, and they were both Christians. They were both.
The Quakers are fun.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a echo or something going on there, Dade. But hey, how's it going, man?
Oh,
I just tried to fix it.
It's better.
it's Dade.
Yes, it's better now.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. Shut up, Dottie B. It's my cat.
I had to feed mine. Actually, I had to go feed mine.
There's Daisy right there.
They were like all over my computer.
He just wanted me to let him
sleeping.
outside. You're not going outside, son. No, it's too goddamn hold up.
My cats are
What's up, Dr.
hiding.
Kip? Good to see you.
Yes, Dr. Kip. Hello.
Dr. Kip. I get to I might finally get my Dr. Kip and the Dr. Kip on the same stream tomorrow. I hope.
Oh,
I hope.
well,
So we won't
your
make-
Dr. Kip
we
contributes
won't
to
make
the
them believe
political
that he's
show
been
every week.
swapping back and forth now, like doing the.
In Tom is going live. Well, Jester, you can go hang out over there. I'm not. This is literally just because I was bored and wanted to hang out with people and talk. I'm not worried about views or monetization. I mean, I think it's monetized by default. So like, yeah, but like, go do your thing. I'm not hurt. Now I will say I'm disappointed that my video about Christy Nome got a whopping 24 views.
I can't believe that. I posted that like everywhere.
Yeah,
Be
I put
sure
it on.
to click the
I put it
like.
on TikTok last night, and it got 100 views in the first like 20 minutes.
Hey, Jester, be sure you hit the like button before you leave. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Hit the like button, and we'll call it even, Jester.
Okay, so Nick
In time
is
is always bad news.
on.
They're going to talk about the consulate thing, Jester. We already covered it. We beat them to it.
We're ahead of the curve.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yeah.
the headlines Nick has are likely coup attempt in China, Trump attacks the Fed, and the Nome impeachment proceedings.
Oh, okay. So it's a scheduled show.
I just
Not a-
want to let me shout out though to Senator Rand Paul, which is something I don't ever get to do because I never get to brag on my elected officials ever. Like Senator
You
Rand
have
Paul,
one
which I have like I'm sure I'm not good at, but I have wore him out like in the last week. Especially, I usually email him once a week. I've emailed him like twice a day, especially since Alex got killed. And today he came out and he said that to him, the video he saw, it did not look like that Alex was resisting arrest or being violent in any way. And he called for the officers to be put on leave, and they did get put on leave. I don't know what the timeline on that was, if he called for it before that happened, but and then of course he's not very happy about the Second Amendment comments that are coming out of the administration. So, and that's the other thing we need to exploit is, they've been, even though if we're not pro gun, they want to holler around the Second Amendment, and then they're hypocrites about owning guns. Like, we don't masturbate with ours in public. That's it.
Well, speak for yourself.
We don't make a Christmas card doing it anyway.
Yeah. I got an image to keep up here. Dave's got a foot-long cigarette going on
I
there.
know, that is so cool looking. Like, look at it's like a vagina slime or whatever.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, when I had the goddamn got two of them going on.
Yeah. How are you, Dave? How you been?
Shit. I've been all right, man. I got upset earlier today because I was watching Young Don Reacts. I don't know if you're familiar with that channel,
No.
but Young Don Reacts. He's someone he's a channel I've subscribed to. He recently made a video reacting to a video that Antonio Speaks. I don't know if it's his Antonio Speaks or Antonio Talks channel, but it was one of the two. And he was reacting to that video. And in the video, Antonio said, or rather, in response to what he was seeing in the video, Young Don said something to the effect of, like, protests, like, why would you protest?
Oh, yeah.
Like, protests don't work in a fascist society. And then that was pretty much just it. And I'm like, well, even if I were to give you that, like, sure, in a genuinely, truly fascist society where it's, an authoritarian and so on and so forth, if it were truly that, then yeah, you got a point. Then yeah, you can't protest because they'll just stamp you out. I'm like, it's really only possible in a bourgeois society, one that's, similar to one we have now, where you are still allowed to protest. But my contention is with this notion that just because it, in your opinion, doesn't work, and then you don't offer an alternative, then what is it that you're suggesting we do? Just lay down and take it? Just allow them to usurp, our constitutional freedoms? Is that what we're supposed to do? As you know, I'm like, I've been seething on that all day. Like, I still subscribe to them. I mean, not everyone you like has a good take on all issues. So I'm not going to hold that against them, but at the same time, I just get tired of this comment, this canard that protests don't work. Therefore, what? Don't protest? Like, protests
Yeah.
do work. They are effective. Maybe just they need to be prolonged. Maybe the size of the protest isn't as big as it should be, or maybe it's not as prolonged as it should be. Maybe it's not as I mean, I don't. Maybe it needs to be more violent. I don't know, but
Yeah.
you
I
can
mean,
you can complain about the way in which we protest, but just that we protest is the problem. We shouldn't do it. I'm not on board with
it's
that.
doing something better than doing nothing if you feel the way that you do. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't follow either. I wouldn't subscribe to that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like
doing
this is
nothing
instant
doesn't work.
gratification, like mindset. Like one
Yeah.
protest is not going to do it, and
Yeah.
so you can't look at protesting as an instant gratification.
Well, Ember hit the nail on the head. Doing nothing, we know doesn't work, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
Doing nothing has zero effectiveness. So,
And it's very
um,
likely that we won't be allowed to protest much longer, especially if we don't.
well, at least if
Yeah.
we protest, we can identify that there's people with us, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think you're putting the cart before the horse, because the protest isn't supposed to be the regime changing thing that happens. That's how we know who supports what, and where they are, and how we organize in the beginning. And if we need to organize further for whatever the case may be on down the road, we know that there's people in this place and that place that overwhelmingly support, you know, condemning this ideology, or however you want to put it.
I mean, my
That was a
my
lot.
main problem again is just like, I mean, say what you will about protesting, like, but my problem is, what is the alternative? Like, because
Right.
you're
Yeah.
you're out of your mind if you think you're going to vote in a revolution, or if just making your voice heard at the ballot box is, if that's what you think is the only way we're going to do it, it's like, well, that's definitely not going to happen, especially with all of the redlining and gerrymandering and whatnot that goes on with that. So you're definitely not going to vote it in. You know,
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, you could do some. There has to be some sort of collective effort from the populace to push back against these machinations, and maybe that looks like a protest, maybe that looks like a boycott, maybe it looks like something, but it doesn't look like sitting down and just allowing them to continue to steamroll us. Like, I just don't understand that. We can critique the strategies all day, but there's a strategy, there's something to critique. What is the alternative? If these aren't going to be it, then what are you offering to push back? 'Cause that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying you guys have to answer that, but I'm just saying, like,
I
well,
agree.
don't just critique the one thing we have as if to say that don't do that, and then don't suggest something as an alternative. Like, well, then do this instead. But no one's offering what the other thing is. You know what I mean? They're just
Maybe
criticizing
everyone
the
knows what the
protesting.
alternative is. Because, like, I mean, Boston Tea Party was a protest.
Yeah. Yeah.
The massacre was something else, you know?
I was
Right.
thinking the same thing, Ember. Like, this country started with a protest. Like, this country has been about protesting, just like from the very beginning.
I mean, it don't even get me started with the civil rights struggle. Of like, how many different acts of protest were happening that,
Yeah.
Either you heard about them or you didn't hear about them, but they were happening. And
Mhm.
it ultimately led to the changes that we were hoping for, not in and of themselves, but they did play a substantial part in it. And to just write that off, as if that just gets under my skin. Like,
Yes,
how can you say
yes,
that? Like,
Yeah.
yes. Women vote because of protest. Like, you know, all of these things. And like, I feel like that probably the worst thing we did was take our foot off the gas.
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, don't get cozy. Don't ever get cozy.
Yeah, we got way too comfortable.
I think
Mm-hmm.
protests have been extremely effective at creating change a number of times that we see. I think that and also like the big No Kings protest that was like a historical number of people protesting at the same time across the country. Um, that's not nothing. That's and that gives people hope, and it creates stronger communities, and it gets people interested in just the fact that this big thing happened that you couldn't go and not notice. Puts people on notice to look at that thing and get informed and know what's going on. And so I think that that's a horrible, horrible argument.
Yeah, it is.
I would destroy that motherfucker, Dave.
Like after the No Kings rally, I was like when I watched the videos and stuff at the No Kings rally, I was proud to be an American. Actually, again for a
Yeah.
minute, you know what I mean? Like that's the only
Right.
time
Yeah.
I am proud. Like I'm proud of Minneapolis right now, and I think our founding fathers would be like so proud of Minneapolis. Like
I mean, just yeah.
they're taking the brunt of everything from this administration, and they are standing up to for their rights and their the freedoms and the freedoms of their neighbors and
I mean, the protests are huge down there too. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of the recent
yes.
footage. It's
Oh
fucking
yeah.
But I mean,
massive.
like even there's even huge protests though in like Iowa, Nebraska. I mean, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I started looking up just the other states. You know, what I mean, like and even in places like Iowa, like there was big protests there, like over 1,000.
Here,
Yeah.
there's been big ones in Dallas, like almost every weekend.
Yes, Dallas was too. And so like that is something right
right.
there. When you start getting people in those states to start showing up to
Yeah.
protest, that makes us feel like that, the momentum, like people.
The the big thing about it too is that even if legacy media in the US is not covering all of the protests, there are a lot of international organizations that are at least mentioning it, and it does let the rest of the world know that we are not all fucking crazy.
Right.
Like I would like to be able to go over to Europe after this is all said and done and not have everybody look at me like, "Oh my god, why did you vote Trump?" I didn't fucking vote Trump. I never did. Don't blame me for this shit
They'll
because I
say,
have no.
yeah, they'll say, just don't touch nothing while you're here. Like,
For voting.
I don't know if you watch Kyle Kalinske at all, but
No,
literally,
more about
literally
Kyle.
every morning, every morning
Um,
I'm watching him to get my daily
Dade,
dose
I
of
work for
fear.
him.
Do
He's my
you?
boss. Yes, the Lilith that he talks about on channel, that's me.
I'll be damned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
well,
I run
fucking,
his Discord server.
I
I
forgot
Or
what
in
fuck
the
it
with
is.
Kyle, man.
Well, that's
Kyle
why
has
called Joe.
like terrifies me every single morning. But recently, he was saying that I just only brought him up because he was saying that a lot of these protests have been having an immediate effect. You know, insofar as it's making the there's been like I guess he's that Trump has called for them to like leave,
Yeah,
or that there's been some sort of like a changing of the
that's at least
I
being
don't know.
said that they're leaving it.
It's convincing Republican lawmakers, and
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
what you got to do. Like,
like maybe they done fucked up.
as long as
You
they
know,
think their
Take
constituents
a
are
look.
okay with what's going on, then they're going to just sit there quietly.
well,
Yeah.
But when
do
they
you think?
realize that it's going to be,
Sorry.
when they realize that it's going to be a penalty for them, in the next year, like every House representative, it has to get elected again every 2 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, do you think that? Let's look at what's currently going on. Do you think if nobody in Minnesota was paying any attention, nobody was was saying anything, protesting. Nobody was opposing these people. That Greg Bovino would be losing his job, and Kristi Noem may lose her job, and they are talking about pulling out of Minnesota. Do you think that would be where we're at? I
No.
mean, it
I
shows
don't
that
think
there is an
here's
obvious.
my prediction, and I disagree with Kyle a little bit on this. Possible heads up for a video coming out either later today or tomorrow. I don't think Stephen Miller's going to get canned. I'm just not
No,
I don't see
completely
that either.
convinced
Yeah.
I
that
think
that's going to
Stephen Miller is
happen.
more the boss than
There,
anybody.
but
Yeah.
but it's more. Yeah, no, he is. Like
Yeah.
he's the one who's running all this. But
Yeah.
the thing is that he's been with Trump from the beginning, and it's kind of a known fact that he's not in every meeting. But Trump will walk out of the meetings and be like, "Get Stephen on this." If
Yeah.
Stephen wasn't at the meeting, so just because Stephen wasn't at a meeting does not necessarily bode badly for him. But I do think that if kicking Bovino doesn't kind of calm things down, which I don't think it is, I think Noem's going to be on the chopping block because she was already falling out of favor. Was it like a month ago
Yeah.
or something?
She should
But
be
yeah,
on the
she was
chopping.
already falling out of favor.
Yeah, the lying that she does is why she should be on the chopping block. Main reason is that she just gets up there and tells the most
Mhm.
blatant, obvious lies. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
I mean, and
I
like
hate that bitch, bro.
from what
I
I
can't fucking
understand,
stand her.
yeah, from what I understand, somebody had, and I haven't seen this. I heard it from someone else that somebody had said had asked Trump about it, and he's like, "Oh well, I got that information from Stephen Miller." Stephen Miller was asked about it and said, "Oh well, I got that information from border." So basically, it looks like, and he said he'd been getting it from border control. So it seems like they're trying to shove everything off on Bovino.
Yeah. It looks like
And
he's just supposed to be the fall guy to
yeah, but
you
the
know what I
thing
mean?
is I don't think that's going to work, and I think it's going to take Kristi Noem getting out in order to get
I don't
some
think that's
people.
enough. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow.
They're gonna have to
Yeah,
crush
I don't
fucking
think it's
ice.
enough
Like just
either.
ban that shit. That's the only thing that's gonna work.
yeah. The Democrats better. I mean, they better stick to what they said. They said they were not going to pass the funding.
Fucking
And
Cruz said that.
We
Fucking
need to
Cancun Cruz.
abolish ice.
And
He was in
Schumer,
California this past week, apparently.
Schumer better keep to it. He better not fold this time. Like,
I mean, I was about to give you shit for Rand Paul and Turtle McConnell being your senators, and then I remembered that I have fucking Cancun Cruz. So
okay, well, we have some
we still call him that. He went to fucking California this last time. Anytime we have a snowstorm, he goes on vacation.
Yeah,
you get Crockett though in the
I mean,
house.
we do have Mitch McConnell.
She's in my old
is, like,
district.
one of the worst ones. Actually, he's the one that got us where we are right now. Actually, as much.
Oh
as
yeah,
anybody. But
blame Mitch for a lot of this.
he's still not speaking out, and he's retiring even, and he still
Yeah.
doesn't have any guts to speak out. And,
Hopefully he retires from breathing.
and I'm not bragging on too much on Rand Paul. Don't think like I still have a lot of disagreements with Rand Paul.
I will. And here's the thing with me is I'm not one of those people on the left that will straight up shit on any Republican simply because they're Republican. Like I'll give them credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
but they don't do that very often.
Right.
To be fair,
Rand Paul is like that's his principles. Though he's actually a libertarian, and as much as I disagree with that position, they do have principles about like the Second Amendment and the freedoms and stuff. And he's not sitting quiet and watching because he knows what he actually.
I had a physics professor that was so pro Second Amendment that he thought that regular citizens should be able to own nukes. I shit you not.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of those. I've been
But here's the thing.
It's
not like the knowledge on how to build one. It's an open secret. You can find that out real easily. It's actually hard to build one because you have to have all the precision engineering. But it's just like, dude, like, no, like, nobody should own nukes. Like, what the hell?
It's
That's
not
wild.
that hard to build. To build something that's radioactive. A dirty bomb is super easy.
Dirty bomb
barely
is super easy to
convenient,
build.
getting the materials, but getting something that will detonate, you need to get the plutonium. You need to get the device set up right. You have to purify the uranium. That took us almost a fucking decade to figure out with all the entire resources of the U.S. government behind it. We know how to do it now, but your own purification devices. Holy shit. But yeah, you could build the nuke. I mean, if you wanted to put enough time into it, you could build a nuke out of bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah,
Bananas.
you could. That's true.
God's perfect food.
But yeah,
Man, you just gave me an idea for a plus.
leave the nukes in the middle of the solar system where they can,
I need a
be a
nuclear
sunlight.
banana.
What's up, Al Trucker?
Hey, how's it going,
Hey.
everybody?
What's
How you
up,
doing,
brother?
Al?
What am I doing, or how am I doing?
Both.
Well, I'm driving a truck through the snow,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
like I usually do.
I can't
Asteroid
even get out of my
Trucker.
fucking driveway.
I've been listening, and then I was like, I'm gonna join in and say that 'cause I heard one of you say that the international community is seeing what's going on in your country and the protests, and we are like up here, being such close neighbors. We're aware of what goes on down there on a regular basis, and in international politics, it's kind of the bigger story a lot of the time. But we are, I think, a lot of Canadians are behind the people that are opposing the fascist type movements that are taking hold in the U.S. And Canadians, we value democracy, and we value the right to protest, and there have been protests here, and in solidarity with you and what's going on. And what blows my mind is that anyone on the other side thinks this is good, because if you think this is good, then that means you're also okay with the other side taking over and forcing their opinions down your throat, and that's like at the end of a gun. And the Second Amendment thing, I find always a fascinating conversation, because we don't treat firearms that way here, and I am a legal firearm owner and trained, licensed, and have jumped through the Canadian hoops to do so, and we have our own issues with that here. But I've been waiting to see what would happen when people realized that Republicans weren't the only people that exercised their Second Amendment rights, which I thought was like a completely stupid thing. But I've hunted with all sorts of people that have political viewpoints across the board. It is not one type of person that does this.
No.
And not here, and definitely not there.
No. Just about every person on the left that I know here, which granted in my little town, me and my son are the only two that I know of, but in Dallas, I know quite a few in Dallas, almost every single one of them are gun owners.
Yeah, Texas is like Kentucky, like gun owners.
It's one of those things that in Texas, if you're not a gun owner, like it's always been told to me, and it was told to my son and everything, you don't break into someone's house in Texas, because there is a 50-50 chance they've got a gun, and they
that's what you're told here.
use
Like, you go in somebody's house, you best expect them to shoot you.
And
I mean,
that's why ICE. That's what ICE is doing. Like, everybody's saying something about why those people are there. Like, ICE is up there at their house. That's the way I look at it. Like, they come into their communities and are causing drama and stuff. Like, and the border patrol. Why is the border patrol in Minneapolis? Okay, there's not like a whole lot of Canadians who are trying to sneak into the United States right now.
We're turning our backs on you. Not because we don't like you, but because we love you, and we don't want anything to do with what's going on there under the fascist regime.
I'm proud of that.
I don't. And honestly, like, and honestly, like, we deserve. And this is what I've said about, like, if dumbass does decide to go and invade Greenland, we completely deserve to get our asses kicked. We really do.
Yeah.
Because that's not our place, that's not our land. It's exactly what basically every other president ever would be like, what the fuck are you doing? No.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows. I don't think he's actually been to any of these places or has any idea
No, he hasn't.
what kind of a job it is to try and take over Greenland.
He doesn't care.
Like, much less a country our size. Like, there is so much Canada to take over, and so many of us that are
I know
ready
you could
to,
have guerrilla wars for decades. Like,
Oh,
we couldn't even handle
shoot
a
to
tiny
kill.
little beach like Vietnam. Like, what are we gonna do with
I would
Ontario?
love to see the military
We have to
trying to
Ontario. I don't know how many Texases fit in Ontario, but Ontario stretches from the Arctic Ocean to the Great Lakes.
Now you got me curious.
How many Texases? What that's a very American unit of measure. How many Texases fit inside a thing?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Anything but the
I
metric
mean,
system.
Alaska is your big state, you know. But I've
let me
always
see.
laughed at the fact that I was able to drive through 9 states in one day.
Texas
pretty
looks
big.
about the size of Ontario.
It is close to the size of Ontario.
Yeah.
Texas is pretty big. Like, it takes over 24 hours to drive from end to end.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't take
It
that
does
long.
on interstate.
I don't know. It takes 30 some odd to drive across.
Dude,
Ontario.
I've driven through Texas my entire. It takes me about 12 hours to get from Dallas to El Paso.
Okay,
and it takes me about 14 hours to get to the border from Dallas.
Okay, like Dallas is. I was gonna say Dallas is not on the, like.
It's in the northeast. It's about.
I know where I used to drive across Texas all the time, and like I would start driving
a couple few hours inside the Texas.
Yeah, I would start driving in the morning, and I would still be driving the next morning. I would still be driving. Of course, I'd stop and get fuel, but there's a sign like right after you come into Texas that says El Paso, and it's like 900 and some miles or something like that. I think that's what it is.
I think it's like 770 miles from Dallas to Las Cruces. I know that. It's in around there. I used to drive from Dallas to Las Cruces like all the fucking time. And the thing is I remember that trip was actually shorter than it would take me to drive from Indiana to here, which I live about 90 miles outside of Dallas.
Okay, I-10 going through Texas, straight across, is 877 miles going east to west, or 881 miles going west to east.
Yes,
because I'm hurt.
Yeah. There's a sign.
None of that sounds very big compared to like crossing Ontario.
Okay, well let me
I gotta do the conversion though.
880 miles is 1,420 kilometers. So,
which is less than the distance from Toronto to Thunder Bay. And when you leave Thunder Bay, you've got like an 8-hour drive to get to Rainy River.
I don't even know where those places are.
And these places, well, Rainy River's on the border with Minnesota. Rainy River is famously the highway
of 1,400 kilometers, Toronto to Thunder Bay. It's not a straight
which is a 16-hour drive.
But,
oh, fuck no, it ain't a straight line. And there's 2 ways to go. And when you leave if you were to leave Highway 11 and go to the north, it's a long-ass drive up some roads that only are open in the wintertime. And some of them are not, you can't truck on them. We have ice roads up there. And that's just Ontario. We still have Nunavut on top of that.
Yeah, but we don't want
none of it. That's just one line.
Yeah.
And if you go down in the Arctic and we have to send search and rescue after you, it leaves Trenton, Ontario, which is on the shores of Lake Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest military base we have to send search and rescue up to the north. Unless there's people up in Alert, in which case we'd send out people from Alert. But yeah, if you go down, you're waiting for people to make it from Ontario. Yeah, Winnipeg's very close to the border, like in Kenora area. Like I delivered a crane one time I had to go to Kenora and then I had to drive a long way, almost to the Manitoba border to drop it off. in some little village. I can't remember what the hell it was building, but yeah, it's a long trip across Ontario, and it is well over 24 hours of driving. If you go from like say Ottawa or like Cornwall, which is the far eastern border, if you were to try and get all the way to Manitoba, that is a long drive, and that's just the populated area of Ontario. When you go
It's
up to
wild
James
that
Bay,
Canada is one country. It really is.
it is a massive place with there's quite a bit of diversity of terrain here. But if you guys try to take over, you're not going to make it. There isn't enough
Yeah.
of you. There aren't enough of
I
you in
would
the northern
love-
states that could handle it.
I would love to see like half of the U.S. military trying to get through like all the swamps and stuff up north.
Oh yeah,
That would be a nightmare.
the
Yeah,
bogland of our
region.
Yeah.
northern places
It's so
before you even get to the tundra it is so rough. And I've had to drive like just a couple hours north of Thunder Bay into the mine country and up into the woods on these roads, and those are roads that have been made to get in and out of mines, and you need chains to go up and down these roads
yeah,
because they're that rough.
I've been tickled to death that I didn't have to get out and haul milk this time. Actually,
It's a plus. I mean, yeah, there's pluses and minuses to all the things, but I'm not sad
just
that I'm
happy.
not able to drive in this winter.
me neither. I want to bring up. All right, I looked it up. Like what I was talking about ago, their Border Patrol is in Minneapolis. Okay, there are around 80,000 undocumented people in Minnesota. There are 2.1 million undocumented people in the state of Texas. Florida has a large number too. So, like, my problem is why are they in Minnesota?
Tim Walz, there's your answer right there.
Yeah.
It's not
Tim
about.
Walz dared to run against them.
They're not here because I guarantee you, especially in my area, if I showed up here, there would be a massive fucking revolt. Like there would.
Have one anyway.
Yeah, because
but the thing is they don't give a shit. Most of the people here would not give a shit unless it's affecting them personally, and then once it starts affecting them personally, then they're gonna have something to say about it.
Yeah,
it is affecting you. It's affecting every one of you personally.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling them.
People can't see that is a problem of I don't know what exactly.
I mean, this just shows though that this is not what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, it's a pretext for martial law. Martial law-esque approach, and like I honestly think and I know this is a terrible thing to say, and I'm not calling for violence, but I'm surprised that armed Americans aren't just shooting masked people that are coming at them with guns and asking questions later, and having judges say, well, you had a mask on. And nobody knows if you're real or not. You deserve to get shot, and yeah, no problem. It's to stand your ground.
Yeah,
because it works. It works when a black guy's holding a pack of Skittles.
Well, I mean,
it should work when a whatever guy is wearing. Because you don't even know. You don't know the race. I mean, we know these people are racist, so maybe they're white, but there's lots of racist people from every group, and we don't know. It's someone in a mask that has a costume on, with holding a gun and trying to attack people. I think stand your ground ought to hold a lot of weight, and
it doesn't.
I'm really shocked it's not happening.
There's a lot of states where it doesn't. I don't know about Minnesota, but here in New York, there's a to retreat law. You have to fall all
you try to retreat
before
first.
You're allowed to stand your ground.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to encourage that kind of behavior, but there is, the people who are the shoot first and ask questions later people are the ones that ICE is not going after. I mean, that's
true because they're fucking cowards. But that said, Al does have a point. There have been instances reported of people masquerading as ICE agents because it's just people in military cosplay with masks on abducting people. They're
Yeah.
just taking them. They're trafficking them. They're doing who knows what with them, and they're just never fucking seen again.
Yeah. Which is why we just got to keep on calling them out. Like, even though we don't think nobody's listening, we just have to keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's another good reason to be on camera 24/7 if possible. Because
Yes.
it's harder to stick a black bag over your head and you just are never seen again.
I mean, the amount of people who were saying, "Oh, you know, like he should have just stayed home," and stuff like that, just blows my mind. It just, you know, but like I said, even Rand Paul said that he was not being violent. He was not interfering, as far as he could tell. I was really proud of Senator Rand Paul's words today on it, and I'm very ever hardly ever proud of anything that man says.
It's so weird to see a Republican-sided person have a principle, you know? We
Yeah,
haven't seen
Yeah.
that in a long time.
yeah, because there's a lot of spineless people out there for sure right now.
It's a big fucking oof. But I don't know. I'm feeling cynical. I'm like, that's what they do to get the votes. Maybe we should do the same and then just do what we want to do when we get into office. But
Well, so many of them hold this idea that if you oppose Trump or ICE or anything that's going on, that you deserve these awful things to happen to you for some reason. And the you know, it's a real problem because it's like with this guy that the most recent person that they murdered up there, like, you know, oh well, he showed up out there and was in the street, and I mean, like, there was all kinds of people in the street. He was helping someone, like,
Yeah.
you like it's you shouldn't have showed up with a gun unless you wanted this to happen and stuff, and that's not a reasonable position to
Yeah,
have, that
what
if
am
you
I saying?
oppose somebody's ideas, you deserve to be murdered in the street. Like that's not reasonable in
Yeah.
any way. And I hope that you know, the Democrats or our government in general doesn't just let people resign or impeach people. That people are held accountable for this by the law, like they should be. And you know that may not happen, but if they're not going to hold people accountable, then we need to replace them with people that'll do their job. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or whatever. It's not you know, you don't deserve to die for speaking out against somebody for using the rights that are guaranteed to you in our Constitution. Uh, yeah, that's my rant done.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna use the backing off of the Second Amendment by the right as much as I can, possibly to our benefit,
Sure.
because,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm all about calling out these people on their hypocrisy right now. So
Yeah.
I think that, like
Yeah.
I've been telling them all day that, you know, like, just authoritarians cannot allow you to keep going. So, no,
There's not one way to fight against this, and
Yeah.
to act like that you're not doing it the right way if you're protesting or if you're on a camera talking or you know, writing letters to your congressman, whatever it may be. There's not a right way that everybody should be doing it this exact way,
Yeah.
and in fact, it's to
It's
our
gonna take
benefit.
everybody.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna take all of us doing, because like I've been asked, like, because obviously like the protests here where I personally live are never like that big, and like the last two that there have been I have not been able to go for various reasons. But the way how I contribute to this whole effort is, yeah, all the work I do for Kyle, my channel, and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's how I contribute to the entire thing, and we need people to do that stuff. Oh, sorry.
but they're not down there terrorizing your community like they are here. I mean, like they are in Minneapolis. You know,
Mm.
that's the thing.
I did want
Adventure.
to. I did want to show Joe. I'm gonna send you something on Discord real quick
Yeah.
because I wanted to show that to Al, but that's the only time I've ever been able to touch anything Canadian,
Um,
and he'll probably know where this is.
what I can't see it, but you're posting it on
Oh,
Joe's Discord. I'll go look later when I get stopped.
okay, all right.
She's sending it to me on Discord, and I'm going to put it on the screen here
Okay, I'll
Okay.
in a
post it.
second.
Yeah, if you put it on the, are you gonna put it up on the channel? I'll have to. I
Yeah,
can
I'll put
play
it up
back.
on there.
Yeah.
I'll put it up under
Yeah.
politicality. It's a big chunk of rock from the Acosta Gneiss that they've got
Okay.
a it's the oldest rock in the world. So,
Oh, cool.
but it was in it's at the museum. It's at one of the museums in Washington D.C., which I was able to go and visit when I was there for Kyle's wedding. So
Well, that's cool. Yeah, there's
it was fun.
I've heard Washington has some of the most amazing
Yeah.
museums and cultural sites in your country. It's sort of there's a lot of amazing
Yeah.
stuff. I hope that you guys maintain all that and don't
Yeah.
destroy it all in
I mean,
the race to
yeah.
the race things that seems to be going on there.
Oh, he's trying to do that. I mean, he completely basically fired and hired like a whole new board to the US Holocaust Memorial and Museum, which is just like it's it ripples through like my field, and they're just like, what the hell are you doing? Like, no, you're not. No. And of course, they literally came out with something a couple days ago that said something along the lines of like, comparing this to Anne Frank is wrong and does a disservice to the horrors that the Jews suffered. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, you are just as fucking fascist. You are just not to that point yet. Like, holy fuck, I have been screaming about this shit for 10 fucking years. I said he's a fascist. He's going to act like a fascist. Just wait. Nobody fucking listened to me, and here we are.
I think that more like Stephen Miller is more fascist than
Trump is absolutely a fascist.
I don't see. I think
it's a well-known fact that he had a book of Hitler speeches by his bedside for years.
Yeah, but you're like you're assuming that he ever reads a book.
Oh man, that is a limb. That is a limb there.
He absolutely had. Okay, whether or not he idolizes Hitler or not is kind of irrelevant because he absolutely does act like he's a dictator, and he absolutely does act like he's a fascist. Like
I think the evidence shows that he does.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't think that he could actually even like give you a definition of what a fascist is. I think that he wants to be a dictator like Putin. Is what he just wants to be a strong man. That's all he wants.
Yeah.
Like
he
strong.
Just wants money. He wants money and power, and like he already has money, so now he needs more power. I think that's
and he wants people to love him while he's being.
Whether he can define those things or not is irrelevant to whether he can be them.
Well, he's doing it, and people that do want that, and I think Stephen Miller is a good example of someone who does really love the racist the racist approach and the ranking of races, whatever the fuck that even means. But like I don't know how Stephen Miller decides these things. I mean, a lot of people have sort of made him seem like he's more related to a bat than a human, but you know that's offensive to bats, I think. So, but Stephen Miller, I actually read a thing about like his starting off thing was as a real lover of the efforts of previous generations that were trying to exterminate and or move people out of places and have a top race, and it's pretty gross.
Yeah, I think Trump is I don't think he's ideologically aligned with necessarily any position at all, except
he
gives him power and stuff because fascism is an ideological position, and I think that he's fine let fascists work through him, through what he got,
Yeah.
power. I think that he's fine with that.
Maybe it's more of
Yeah.
a tool. It's a
I mean, he's
tool as
definitely a
opposed to an,
fascist.
an
There's no doubt about
ideology,
that.
right? Like,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, I don't think there. Yeah, there's no. That's how he's going to do it, is using a fascist approach. So
Yeah,
and
that's
Hey,
he's
me.
Al,
doing it now. Yeah.
when you go back, go to the hour 30 mark and you'll see the picture that Lil was talking about.
Okay. All right. Thank
Yes,
you.
that's me being a nerd and nerding out over touching the
All
oldest
right.
rock in the world.
I mean, that is a pretty cool thing to do.
I thought maybe you were petting a Canadian goose.
No, and here's
A
the thing,
cobra
like,
chicken.
I want to go up there because I want to stand on that actual rock, but it's like in the middle of nowhere and like 170 miles from like anything, so you have to get there and then like get helicoptered in. And
Wow.
I can't afford to do that.
Me neither, but I'm sure somebody's going to send me there next week.
Hey, I might
No
have to
doubt.
hitch a ride then.
I have traveled quite a bit through the rock that's in relatively close northern Ontario, in the Sudbury and Cobalt area. They call it the Nickel Belt, and that's where
Mhm.
a lot of the metal resources we have here
Yeah.
are mined from, and that I'm sure you probably have read about and know all about that. So
Mhm.
I'm not a geologist. I'm a truck driver, but I know there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on there.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've been to Science North and the part of it that goes through that. And there's also a really cool, it's some sort of a museum slash science display that does research, but also they let people tour it. And I really want to go check that out. Next time I'm off with my kids and my wife and can go check that out. I want to see if we can do a tour up there because it's not that far from where we go. Where my wife's family has a place up in that general neck
Mhm.
of the woods. So I do want to check
That's
that out.
That's cool. Anyway, I have got to run 'cause I've got to go eat lunch. So, well, yeah, sort of lunch now. I think it's like halfway to dinner, but I've got to go
Oh
eat
my,
lunch.
have you still not had lunch? I mean,
No,
not that I'm
I
on the
haven't. I
call.
got
I
wrapped up.
delayed and delayed and delayed until I saw this show was happening, and I'm like, oh fuck, I should eat something because I know I'm gonna want to.
I have that effect on people.
Yeah.
Well, Lil, thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And everybody,
Anytime.
come and catch Lil tomorrow at 1
Mhm.
p.m. with me on this channel and her channel for Politicality. We've got a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun. And so it's going to be a really good one. We got some bad stuff to cover, but we're going to have a lot of
Oh
fun
yeah.
tomorrow, too. So
Mhm.
1 p.m. Eastern, come hang out with me and Lil for Politicality.
All right.
Bad
Bye,
stuff,
guys.
well covered.
Bye, Leo.
So,
Toodle.
bye.
Good fun with bad politics. Yay.
I'm gonna go.
Now,
That's right.
I'm probably gonna go too. I just if you give me a minute, I was want to say this weekend I've got my debate with Stephen coming up on is atheism a religion? I know it's a dry topic, but I'm just trying to practice. And if you didn't see the one of it was United States founded on Christianity, go back. I don't know, Joe. Do you still have it up? You do, don't you?
yeah, it's on my channel.
Okay, so
So
yeah, it's not on my channel. It's on Joe's and Proverbs. And but next weekend I'll be doing should Christians support the Second Amendment, and hopefully I can piss off some hypocrites that day. But
yeah, well,
That totally
that's always
sounds
the fun part.
doable.
I love you. I love y'all. Love you, Ember, Al. Oh,
Well, you too, Robin. It's good to catch up with you again.
yes, always glad to see you.
Thank you, boss.
Woo.
All right, and we're down to 3.
Down to 3. Wow.
Yeah.
I felt like this was
No.
like a Brady Bunch at one point when I first started listening. I thought there was like 9 or 10 panelists. And
Oh
I was
no,
like,
we
man,
never got up to 9
this is
on
gonna
this
be
one,
busy.
but
No, not up to
yeah,
9. I don't
we're
know.
dropping like the plague is happening or some shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I might have driven everybody away. My boss called me and I had no idea that it would. I didn't know what it would do. So I was like, how do I drop one call and grab another one? I think I don't. Hopefully, I wasn't talking to my boss through the show. I hope it didn't interrupt anything.
I didn't hear any boss talk, but I mean,
Okay,
maybe
good,
you
good.
said the same things to your boss as you would have said to us, and we didn't notice.
No, he was telling me that my beacon was on, and that the job we were gonna maybe do after the job we're doing right now is probably not gonna happen. We're gonna just do the one for tomorrow morning. And he just wanted me to, okay, that's good to know. And I don't know how my beacon came on, but if we didn't hear me talking about a beacon, then we're good.
Yeah.
We've been filling in for some missing drivers, and they keep sending me there, and then they keep saying no, we're done, we're good. So I'm amazed at what's going on, Joe, in your country and Ember. Like it's wild, but it gives you a lot to talk about for sure, especially on your show tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of left-leaning political channels, and there's a lot of atheist channels that cover political stuff. I try to not present it as like here are the stories that's in the news because I feel like everybody knows about those things, especially by the time I get to talking about it on a weekly show, which we're getting
Same.
ready to start being a twice a week show. But um, the so
Oh,
I
cool.
don't try to present it as here's the news. I try to talk about it as in like here's the implications. This is how it affects people. That it may affect people in ways that you're not thinking about or don't know or whatever. And so I try to kind of approach it
Mm,
that way. And then I also try to include a little bit of like light news to lighten it up towards the end or whatever, and not have everybody leaving depressed.
I used to do something like that.
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
It's a tough job when there's so many things to cover, and yet doing like I guess an in-depth or a step back, because you can talk about things in the minute, and a lot of times it's like, well, we don't know all the details, and this is coming out and that's coming out, and sometimes there's great visuals to go with something like a video or whatever, but other times it's just talking heads or talking heads talking about
Yeah.
political machinations, which a lot of times are really dry and boring, but it's people talking about what do we do in this situation, whether it's your country, mine, or any other. There's usually a set of circumstances we adhere to,
Yeah.
and I think your country is now in a place where they're like, what if we just ignore the rules and do whatever the fuck we want? And people are talking about that all the time, and so that becomes yet another layer. But there's a lot to talk about in terms of what's going on, what can be done about it, and what
Yeah.
and around the world there's stuff to talk about, because the effects aren't the world economy is tied into every other country. There isn't
Oh, sure.
like there's not like
Yeah.
there's bigger ones, smaller ones,
It's all
and
connected.
it's
Yeah.
spectrum, but everybody's connected now.
Yeah.
This is all the world is smaller than it ever was. The internet has brought us together in a way that probably wouldn't, like, if this was happening 40 years ago, I guarantee that I might run into Ember somewhere out there in the world because she's in a place that's semi close to where I live, but like
It's
running
true.
into
I
you
may
is
try
like
to
kind
jump the
of,
border near you sometime.
yeah. You might you
We'd have
might
to
just,
send telegrams and shit.
yeah. Well, I think like it wasn't that long ago. I was over in where the hell was I? I was delivering something around, I don't know, somewhere really close to. I know that's not exactly where you're at, but like right at the border with New York, and I was like, I'm closer to. For a long part of my drive, I was like, I'm closer to New York State than I am to where I'm going. Um, for like a big chunk of the drive because I'm just on the other side of the river, and there's a few places where you can cross it, and it's really close by. I think I was maybe near Johnstown.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like that place to Joe maybe means nothing, and maybe to a lot of people means nothing because it's a pretty small place. But these places are, we share a border, we share, I mean, friends and family. Like, I mean, for me, I have family and friends that live all over the U.S. and it's a scary thing to see and to think about that the whole world, like the democracy there, might come apart is a wild thing to think about, but I think the will of the people to hold it together and the number of people on all sides that want a democratic society where they have some freedoms I think will prevail ultimately, but recognizing if your side's winning something, recognizing that that's still not good and standing up to it is like a really hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's been wild how many. I guess there's like so many sycophantic type politicians that are like, well, this guy's the big bully, and I'm just not. Even though we could all stand up to them and put them in their place, we're just not going to, because we don't want to
Yeah.
lose whatever favor. And to me, that's unbelievable that the schoolyard isn't revolting against the bully and like saying, no, get fucked. This
Yeah.
is our place, not
Well,
yours.
that's one of the things we're trained into in school, actually, is there are bullies. There always
Yeah.
are. And if
Yeah.
you stand up to the bully, you're the one who gets in trouble. You're supposed to
Yeah.
appeal to authority and call a teacher. Don't ever stand up for yourself. Call a teacher to come help you. Like, we
Mhm.
are trained. It's part of our indoctrination to never stand up for ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's what I told my kids is like, go ahead and call a teacher. Go ahead and get some help. And if that doesn't solve the problem, and I said,
Yeah.
or if you or someone else is in immediate danger, you've absolutely got my permission to knock that kid out, and then
Yeah.
I'll come and sort things out for you, no problem. To say I've got your back, no matter who else doesn't.
Yeah. That's kind of how I've told my youngins. The hey, you deal with some flat earthers sometimes. Let me show you something really
Yeah.
cool that I did
Okay.
that you may have seen it, but I'll
Okay.
share it with
I'm
everybody
gonna
here.
be listening. Hopefully I
Oh,
can
well,
get the interpretation of it.
well, we're at the hour 41 mark now, so
Okay.
10 minutes
I'll
after
check.
the real
I'll check
picture.
it out. And if it's flat Earth related, it might be something I know of because I've listened to way too many hours of flat Earth content and anti-flat Earth content to not be aware of most of their weird points.
So what I have is what's called a space selfie, and
Go to space.
yeah,
Okay.
Mark Rober, you may have heard of him. He he had a module that launched on one of the rockets that went up. I think it was a rocket that was going up to put out Elon Musk's internet things.
Oh
The
yeah, the Starlink
Yeah, yeah.
satellites. Okay.
And so there's a camera that's pointing at a video screen on it, and in the backdrop
Mm.
you have the Earth, and you can see the curve of the Earth, and it's called a space selfie. And so there's a picture of me from one of the shows
Oh,
here on
awesome.
the Kentucky Atheist, with the backdrop of Earth behind it, and this is a real picture. It's not there's
It's not a
nothing.
composite. Like the composite is having your face there, but the other picture's a real, genuine digital photograph.
No, this is really my face in space. This really occurred.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a
They
digital
took you.
image
They took your
displayed
face.
on
I
a
see.
screen.
yeah,
Like,
Because
there's
it's
no green screen.
okay.
yeah.
It's not.
That's
It's
that's
not
the
being
whole
put
thing.
together here on Earth.
Yeah.
Your image was actually photographed in a space satellite, like an
Yeah,
Yes.
in orbit
that's the whole
satellite. Ah,
project.
that's cool.
Is you
Okay.
upload an image, it gets beamed up to the satellite whenever the fuck the next packet transmission goes,
Okay.
and then it'll cycle through all the photos that it's been sent, and it will take photos of those photos on the display screen and
Yeah.
That
send them
is
back
wild.
down.
It's really goofy, but at the same time, kind of cool. But it took like
Goofy can
6 months
fun
wait
and
for me to get this.
amusing. So I like that. I
Yeah.
do like that. That is fun. That is fun. I should check into this. Is that something you do? Like you pay a small fee for it? And
No, it's free.
oh,
You
it's
can
free.
go
Wow.
through.
Okay.
It's through Crunch Labs, which is Mark Rober's company, but it's
Okay.
spaceselfie.com. And you can go over there and upload a picture. It took about 6 months for me to get the email back that
Yeah,
of
they
my
probably got a
picture.
backlog.
Yeah, I signed up the
And
first day that this became available,
oh wow. Okay.
and it took about
Cool.
6 months. But super cool thing. It's on my Discord too, Al. You're over there, I think.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I don't get to everybody's Discord server on a regular basis, but
Yeah,
I, the ones where I'm in an active conversation, I managed to get to a couple of times a week. But yeah, I'm bad at anything typing during the day because I'm driving, and then at the end of the day, I'm often too tired to do much of anything. So I'm listening. I do a lot of listening.
Yeah. Oh,
And then,
Ember put the link up, space.crunchlabs.com. Yeah.
oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
But it's a really cool thing. I did one for my kid too, but I haven't got it back yet.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. But
That's a lot of fun. I think someone's gonna, if they haven't done it already, I bet some people are gonna take some of the famous flat earthers and send their images there and have them come back and say, look, we put
oh, that
like
would be great.
someone like Mark Sargent or Eric Dubé or
Yeah.
Flatoid.
you know, those people that
Flatoid
sort
right
of have
next
a
to the
name, right?
globe Earth.
It's like here they are in space next to the globe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the stuff they say is just, it's I hate to draw the comparison, but because the conversation was about politics earlier, and is when a politician's telling you that it's raining when they're peeing on your leg, and the flat earthers are saying the Earth isn't curved and gravity doesn't exist. It's about the same, right? Like one of them might require a little bit more understanding of science, and the other one might just require a little bit more understanding of how policy is made and enforced. But they're both lying to people about things that are like just plainly visible as not true, and it's just wild that anyone buys this shit.
Yeah.
And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I kind of am.
Well, I mean, it's it's true. I mean and that's what I was talking about earlier. Like it's not surprising, but at the same time it is. Like and I don't really know how to explain that. Like it's not surprising that they thought of doing it. It's surprising that they actually went through with carrying it out and made it that far before people were like, what the hell are you doing? Like I guess that's the part of it. I just put in chat a link to this week's politicality poll. Everybody click that link and go vote in the poll for me. I'm going to try and do this every week, and I'll show you the currently what it looks like here. That's not it. That's Bill with a rock. There it is.
I gotta run because my wife just called, and I didn't want to leave in the middle of like a couple of sentences going back and forth. But it's been a lot of fun to join you and Ember and everybody else. I don't even remember. I know Lil was here, Robin was here, and there were other people that I don't know whether I was on with them or not because I couldn't look at the screen.
Dade was here with you for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Dade was here too. Yeah, and I don't know them that well, but I have seen them around. I do appreciate that you. I appreciate all of you. And Ember and Joe are excellent at providing not just a place to hear what they have to say, but to give people a chance to come on and talk. And sometimes it's shooting the shit, and other times it's talking about some really important stuff. And our community's better for the. It's a better community for the conversation. I just want to thank you both and everybody else for that too, because it's a big part of what goes on. And I'm sorry I can't participate in any of the chat right now or anything because I am driving this rig down the road, but it's been cool to hang out, and
you're welcome to come participate anytime, Al.
I appreciate it, and hopefully I'll get a few more chances here as time goes on.
Sure. Great talking to you, man. It's been a while.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We'll catch up again soon.
All righty, man. Be safe out there.
People enjoy what everybody's doing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to leave.
Yeah, Al and I haven't gotten a chance to really chat since the freaking solar eclipse.
I haven't talked to Al in some time. But here's that poll I was talking about, folks. What are Greg Bovino's post-house retirement plans? A, buy lifts and finally feel tall. B, join a racist prison gang. C, have an affair with Stephen Miller. Or D, who the hell is Greg Bovino? Go vote in that for me. We're going to track it through the show tomorrow. And during the show tomorrow, you'll be able to actually vote by just putting a hashtag in the letter in chat. Go check it out.
Yeehaw. People do love polls.
Yeah. It's, I'm just trying to find ways to I enjoy our political show and what we do and stuff, but I'm looking for ways to engage more with the audience. That's why we're going to kind of do the open panel thing at the end of it, and let people do the Trump quotes and have a little fun with it. If a few people show up, we'll split into teams and make a game out of it. But and just ways to try and engage more with the audience. But yeah.
Yeehaw.
Kind of what you got to do here, huh?
Well, I don't know. Obviously I don't have the best record with generating engagement either. I mean, you would think being a liberal, atheist, trans person on the internet, I'd at least get some fucking trolls. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But we all got to figure out how to generate some engagement, because as was discussed earlier in the show, there's a whole lot of creators, and that's a wonderful thing. But it's not possible for even our friends to watch all the shows. So we have to figure out a way to be the most interesting to get people to show up,
Yeah. I mean, we, especially like through the weekends, you see everybody's tried to like pick a time and not step on each other and all that stuff. And I do that too. I try to not, go on at a time when I know somebody else is streaming or whatever, especially since I know that we kind of share the same audience for the most part. So, we try to do that, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, I still don't try to step on people and stuff, but I'm looking to expand the political show and stuff, and it's just it's what I think is important for me to do right now, and so oh no, the link didn't work. What the hell?
I had trouble with it until I accepted the cookies.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, y'all have seen me. I don't have any problem accepting cookies.
Right. Yeah, it pulls up fine on mine. Maybe it's a browser thing. I don't know. That sucks. Um, uh, I can give you a QR code for it if you want, Jester. That's the only, but it would just do the same thing, I imagine. But yeah, I thought like because of all the really heavy, important things that are going on in the political arena right now. I try to add a few things that are a little more lighthearted and uh, you know engage in ways to give people a laugh for a minute while still staying connected to those important topics and things that are going on. My take on what's going on in Minnesota right now is that I don't need to argue. Like, I'm not going to come on and debunk what Kristi Noem and Craig Bovino and all those people said. There's no point in doing that. Or we can see with our own eyes, what happened, and they are lying. So I go a step beyond that and like, let's talk about what all this means, what all this is how we interpret it, how we see it, and what it's a sign of to come. Things like that. I think it's more important for me to cover things that way rather than try to feed you the news, which you can get anywhere. So I try to do things in a unique way. In fact, just this week, I had someone that emailed me, and they emailed me and Godless Granny in the same like chain email. So I'm seeing all the emails, and they were talking about coming and doing a interview and telling their story about two friends that grew up in the church and became atheists separately, and then came back together as friends, and great story and all that, but. Godless Granny set up a show to do that interview with him and stuff. And I was like, well, look, I'm more than happy to have you on, but I don't want to rehash the same thing that you're going to say to Godless Granny. She's going to do that so much better than me anyway. So why don't you come over and you can hang out and, we can talk about something, but it doesn't have to be the same full story that you just told. I don't want to do that. And I'm weird about that. I don't like to, I don't know that it is weird though. I don't like to cover the same things, and sometimes I do. It's just it happens. Sometimes there's things that are just so either shocking or just being shown to everybody that you're bound to cover some of the same. Like Ember and I have both covered uh, Ray Comfort's scientific facts from the Bible, right? Uh,
Yep.
although yours was a newer, updated version, I think that they released.
Yeah, I got the 20 facts in the
Yeah,
Bible or
mine
some
was
shit
just
like
10.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so and it's like we're bound to have that overlap and stuff, and that's all cool and stuff, but I don't try to, like, especially like Neil the 604 atheist does a great show of telling people stories and deconstruction and all that. I don't care to have that talk with someone, but I'm not going to pretend like this is the place to come do that at, because I think there's people that do it better. So I love to have conversations about other things. I like conversations that with other atheists that more show us as individual people, not just atheists. Like that's I'm an atheist, but that's not the only thing you know about me. Uh, I kind
Right.
of
I
like
think
to
that's a
see it that way.
big point of distinction within at least our flavor of atheism is that we don't follow the whole group label thing.
Yeah,
One of the reasons we're different, we're not with the theists, is because we can't subsume our individual identities into the group. We're not just go along with the herd theists. We're individual people for individual reasons, and we
yeah,
like to celebrate that diversity, not just get in line and be a proper atheist.
yeah,
Follow
yeah.
the dogma if you can find it.
Right, right. No, and I think there is a lot of that where it's like I think there's you can have a YouTube channel for a number of reasons. Like this can be a business for you. It can be something you do for fun. It can be for activism or whatever. Like you can do it from whatever angle you want to do it from. I don't you know I don't think that my place in it is to, like, you know I'm trying to think how to put this. I can come on here and have a talk with you about, the resurrection, or and just me on screen, like come on and just talk about the resurrection, or some other claim from the Bible, or some other claim creationists make, and tell you all the science of why we know a worldwide flood didn't happen, why we, you know, how we know we didn't all descend from two people on a magic zoo boat. Like, I can come and tell you all those things, but I don't think there's really any value in me doing that. We have an audience that is caught up to that part of it, right? Like they know those things. And sure, there's still people that consume that and love to watch it and whatever. And by all means, do that if that's what you do. But for me, I think, like, I like to get a little bit past that into, implications and what that looks like in the world today. And so my position is, rather than talk about um, the debunking the claims of creationists. I would rather talk about, like, how creationists are responsible for destroying Christianity, because their absurd claims make people curious enough to look into the things they're saying. And with so much information at our fingertips, it's easier than ever for people to do that, and they are. And once they start on that journey to fact checking the claims of Christianity, it's usually not long before they're giving that up. And so I kind of like that angle of it better. But that's the great thing about having individuals that have individual channels and express their individuality, because all those perspectives together make us stronger and get our message out better. I think, anyway.
hmm Like, well, you mentioned Godless Granny. One of the important things about her story is that she saw the banner at the original Flavor of the Ark protest, and it
Yeah.
triggered that first critical thinking that started her deconversion. And you never know what is going to be the thing that turns the key in a person's mind and gets the gears rolling along. And I'm gesticulating like a crazy person as if you can see me right now, but it's very dark here and other things. But I digress. The point is, one of our strengths in diversity is that we all have different outlooks, different perspectives, different thoughts to offer on different things. And you never know which thing it is that's going to get somebody starting to pick the locks in those ideological shackles.
Exactly.
Well, Ember, the incantation is actually clockwise, not counterclockwise. So, as
What's up,
as
Jester?
the movements, get the clockwise movement going for us, okay? I just wanted to jump in before you guys got off because I just got out of work. So,
Freedom!
Yeah.
yes.
How's
Fuck
the did you have some winter storm problems where you're at?
It got kind of chilly where I'm at, and there was a little bit of rain.
Oh, yeah. I see.
To you, I'm not the best indicator of it because I'm from nearish to Chicago, but I put a sweater on to do deliveries and long pants.
Yeah.
That's how cold it got.
Yeah.
Which like the folks around here from the south, they're like bundled up to the nines, and I'm sitting there looking at them like, "Are you okay? The blizzard's not coming."
Well, you should see it here. Like whenever the weatherman even says anything about snow, like you go to the store and the shelves are clean. You can't like uh before the snow came, I placed a small Walmart order just to get a few things because I knew we'd be in the house for a few days, and I ordered. I think altogether it was like 14 items, which some of those were, I say 14 items, but it was like 8 different things, just multiples of some of them. And I got like 4 things. I had ordered stuff to make a couple meals. I didn't get the things to make either one of those meals, not all the things I needed. Uh, it's just whenever they say anything about snow here, people go nuts and buy all the toilet paper. And
Yeah, I mean, we stocked up. Like, we just, unlike other folks, we weren't sitting there and going insane about it. We're just like, okay, this is what we're gonna need for, the like 2 minutes that it'll be frozen here, if at all, because Myrtle Beach is right on the coast. So, um, in order for it to freeze, it has to overcome the salt.
Yeah, it's been too cold for the salt to work here.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're in the negatives at night, and now today wasn't bad. It made it to like 20 some degrees. But
We got this special blue salt up here that works down to -20.
yeah, they used. We have that too, but they don't always use it. And then we have this spray stuff that people call beet juice that they use, and it doesn't work all. I don't think it works that great, but whatever.
You get what you get, right?
Yeah, but yeah, the salt didn't do anything to it here. It just set on top of it. But yeah. Hi Ryan, good to see you in the end of the show. The Real quick before I do wrap up here, come hang out with us tomorrow for Politicality at 1 p.m. Eastern. Me and Lil will be on. Here's the thing. There you go. Uh, come watch the
Hopefully,
show tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some stuff and have some fun, and should be a good time. Um, I hope to see you there. You guys got anything you want to talk about before we clear out of here?
I mean, you know me, I can talk for days and days and days and days and days. But
Okay.
before politicality, come join me and probably Lil and Dr. Kip and Dr. Kip for Learn Together Live at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're talking the most ancientest of written laws.
Yes.
It'll be neat.
Yeah. Yeah. I forget that I follow you every week on Thursday. That
I'm the opening act.
yeah. You can catch Chris and then Amber and then come over here and I don't know who comes on after me. Dave was doing a thing on Thursday.
Thursdays, I generally go over to Takis at about 3 p.m. Eastern, which isn't technically part of like the same sort of flow, but I like to watch Takis when I can.
I love that show. That's my favorite thing on the line.
It's the most important thing the line does, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Let
Yeah,
there be light. I have divine powers.
did you see Matt Dillahunty take a shot at Austin Sims on Facebook?
A little bit. So it's so weird. Like Austin posted one of these big rants that he's prone to from time to time,
Yeah,
and it was just like it's so fucking exhausting seeing you new people come in and have like this giant revelation that all the rest of us have known for 20 fucking years.
yeah.
And so I mean he was being a little passive aggressive about it, but he's also not wrong, you know?
No, I agree with the premise, and I don't think he. I think there was if I think there was a better way to say that and give a shit, like without just being mean to somebody who looks
Yeah,
up
well,
to
the
you.
thing was he wasn't, like, being mean per se. It comes
Mm,
across that way in text form because you can't tell tone, and people
yeah.
expect Matt to be short and terse with people, but if you look at what he said, he was just saying this,
No.
I don't
So
wanna come across as an apologist for Matt, but
no, I know,
the
and
whole mean thing was reframing by others who took a screenshot of that and were like, "Why is Matt being an asshole to Austin?" And, like,
yeah,
that's not really what was happening. Like, Austin was running around commenting on those being like, "Actually, he made a couple of good critique points," like, he was
yeah.
making good points.
I don't disagree uh, I don't disagree with the premise of the whole thing. It was the like, it's exhausting this, and at the end, bye. And then Austin did reply with a big long thing again, and that was like too long, didn't read, bye. Like I and I say being an asshole. That's probably a bit of an overstatement in terms there. Um, it was just I didn't expect to see it.
It did kinda come out of left field, like, to be clear, Matt commented on Austin's thing. Matt has never commented on any of my things,
Yeah,
so take that for what it's worth.
yeah. Uh, I think
That
that,
makes me curious.
and what I said about it, and you may have seen this, Ember, but you know, Austin, he's excited. He's wrapped up some of his schooling, and he's getting out there, and I guess kind of I don't know how to put this. He's getting a bit windy. And Matt's not wrong about those things. Like, and Austin took it really well, and there's no like drama or fight or anything like that. But Austin's been he posted something the other day of I was talking in one of the groups that we're in, and he was like, well, I think we scientists are just tired of this or that. And I responded and said, I don't think that applies to just scientists. Like I get it, you're a scientist, but like, come on now, like
Well, okay, so this is a bit of a thing, right? It's like a
Yeah.
known phenomenon when a person is going through studies, especially when they're engaged in a lot of online discourse. There's this,
Yeah.
I'm going to fight you. Here's what I know, and here's how I know it. There's that sort of defensiveness about the things that you know and understand. But there's also this trend with people who are in like their second year of bachelor level programs
Yeah.
where you hit Dunning-Kruger really hard. You're like, I
Yeah.
know so much more than the average person, but you also know so much less than people who are actually full experts who are completely trained in this and
Yeah.
have decades
Right.
of experience, And so it can rub people the wrong way when a person who's effective. I don't know how far along Austin is in his education, but just for the sake of exemplification, a second year student comes at you like, yeah, I'm a scientist. And I'm like, if I got out my degrees, you wouldn't be able to see the blackness behind me. So maybe sit down,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I think he's proud of his accomplishments, and he should be. And
Yeah.
and I
And
think that he's
no
just
doubt. No shade on that. It's just
yeah,
maybe don't pull rank when you don't
yeah.
have a rank to pull.
When it's not
Instead,
necessary either, right? Like,
right. Like I
yeah,
I never pull out my degrees, right?
yeah,
Like people have actually come at me about that. They're like, "Why don't you ever bring out your degree?" Because I don't want to rest on the laurels of an authority. I want
yeah,
my arguments to stand on being demonstrably true.
yeah,
You know? You don't
yeah.
need degrees when you can do that. But there's
I think it takes time to settle into that though, like I remember whenever I first finished up my computer science degree, the big thing is somebody would be like, oh, you did this, and I would be like, yeah, and I would have a conversation where I start talking about protocols and network layers and all those different things, and just completely talking over their head, right? And it took me some time to realize that what I was doing there, and to kind of back off of that, and not try to come at people like I know it all about that subject when I
Yeah,
definitely
it
don't
takes a
know
while
shit.
I get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
mean, my when I was still in high school, I was starting to take my college courses, and there was one senator in Colorado who said something incredibly silly, or so it seemed at the time. It'd be pedestrian by today's standards. And I wrote him a letter, and he wrote back a letter saying, "There's an old saying that a person with a little bit of knowledge is more dangerous than a person with no knowledge."
Yeah.
And I mean, he was still objectively wrong about his political stance, but he was right about that. I
Yeah.
thought I knew a lot more than I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And you kind
wild.
of you settle into it, I think, and I think
Yeah.
Austin's still in that phase. And no shade to Austin. In fact, I give you a hand for like doing what you're doing, and I encourage Austin to keep up. I think though, I think he probably learned a valuable lesson though, actually having somebody who stands out in the community to kind of confront him on his windiness that's been a lot of
That's
that
a
lately.
separate skill set. I mean, honestly, I still struggle with that one a lot
Sure.
myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that you need to try to make a point and then let people integrate that and then make another point. You can't
Yeah.
just dump an entire chemistry workbook on someone in a single Facebook post. You're not going to communicate that way.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to figure out
Yeah.
how to be clear and bring people through what you want to show them.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work. I mean, I'm not the best at it to begin
Well,
with.
that's
Also, I get excited, and I get Austin gets excited. I
yeah,
see that. I
for
appreciate
sure.
that
For sure.
enthusiasm. Science, it's great, but you can't say everything at once.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Yeah. And
You
whenever
also
you
can't
write
do
like
all your ads at once.
what's that, Jester?
You also can't do all your ads at once. But
Yeah.
while we're pulling out our degrees, you know, I just want you guys to know I dropped out of 3 colleges and I have a GED.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well, I
mean,
mean, consider this. I You almost got me. I'm not saying how many diplomas I have, but I have X number of diplomas, and I wound up a truck driver,
yeah.
right? It doesn't it's great to learn things, and in fairness, I learned things that I never would have studied on my own.
Yeah.
But it doesn't automatically convey anything, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
See, my problem on top of like, I turned 18 in 2008. So I turned 18 and the market bubble busted.
Yeah.
But I had also been watching even before that. You had people getting out of college and then going back into college. And so I was like, I love learning things. I have no problem with learning things. But this whole concept of racking up a bunch of educational debt and degrees so that I
Yeah.
can not get a job,
Yeah. No shit.
not very.
Two things on that I've said both before. The first is that principle of being a lifelong learner, right? Like if you can learn part-time by remote, why wouldn't you? But the second thing is I did not know there was a cap on student loans. As I've often said, I'm very poor and I've always been very poor. I grew up on a farm and now I'm even more poor than that. I could not pay back my student loans when I was younger. And so the optimal solution was, as long as you're still in school, you don't have to start repaying your student loans. So I just kept enrolling for more programs.
Mhm.
And then I found out there is a cap on student loans. And I found it.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, I racked up like 2008 would have been the year that I finished my associates, and I I racked up like $30,000 in student loans. I think by the time it was over, that would be total, not that would have been by 2009, because 2009 is actually whenever I was done with school completely. And by the way, I didn't finish that bachelor's degree. I was 8 hours short. I ran out of financial aid because I'd been in school for like 5 years at that point. But
Off.
yeah, do you know what I needed I needed uh, a macroeconomics class, or something stupid. It was some stupid fucking class that I needed, and I just and then it ended up, because where my student aid ran out and stuff, I owed the school money, so I can't even go back and do it through them to finish it and get the stuff. They won't. It's just, yeah, I can't really do anything. But I wasn't finished with it anyway, so there's nothing I can really do about it. And but I was trying to get a engineering degree in computer science, which is an amazing computer science degree. If you don't know, it's you got computer science engineers and then electrical engineers and mechanical engineers and all those things. But computer science engineering is a really tough degree, and I'd done really well in it and was proud of it and stuff. And I did those things. I went out and just tooted my own horn and went on and on about stuff people didn't understand. And the thing, and I say this all the time now, and I know you're going to agree with me, Amber, the value of information, the value of those things that you learn, is your ability to communicate them to others, whether directly or through some sort of action or job or whatever. But it's to take those things and apply them, like to be able to communicate it in a way that others can understand and hopefully use to their benefit, or use to their uh, to gain more knowledge in some way. If you can't communicate the things you learn, there's not really so much value to it. Uh, really, I mean, Newton's quote of "If I've seen further than others, it's because I stood atop the shoulders of giants," um, speaks to that exact thing. Like, it's those things that were communicated by others down the line, and then taking it and adding to it and communicating that through his work, that made Newton, so important, that what he was and is. And so I think the ability to communicate things is more important than just knowing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like knowing
It's
something gives you the ability to use the knowledge, but being able to communicate lets you give that knowledge to other people so more people can do it.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
then there's also the emergent
ironically,
properties, the synthesis of knowledge, where you can take a piece of knowledge with someone else's piece of knowledge, and the two of you together can do something that neither one of you can do alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking about
First,
composition division fallacies earlier. Uh, but yeah. Um, about Daniel of all people.
damn it,
But
Dan!
yeah. Not gonna go down that road. You can't make me.
That's
The
fair.
but
I don't
I'll
know him
tell
either.
you
I
a
mean,
joke.
he was kind of fun in one of those frustrating, this person is being deliberately obstinate kind of ways.
yeah.
But I don't know. I couldn't get past the transphobia and the homophobia and shit. It's like there's no you're not even pretending to be rational. You're just being
Yeah.
hateful, and I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah. He hasn't changed one word of his what he says since then. It's if I had him on today, it would be the exact same show as before. Now I would probably stomp his ass a bit harder now, but the
You might be into that
he
kind
would
of
say
thing.
the same
You might
things
be a
that he
fan of
said
homophobes.
yesterday. The well, I've through doing some of the debates and stuff, and it drives me nuts when people talk about like, oh, there's no point in debates and it's useless and all these things. Uh, yeah, I don't think I agree with that. I think that the use isn't where you think it is the thing. Like, the benefit isn't where you're trying to put it. And I learned a lot of things through doing that, and how to approach these conversations, which then helps me to better communicate ideas to this audience. If you go back and look at when I first started live streaming and what I do now, same person, same all that, but I think I get my points across better now. I think I've improved my skills at talking with other people and talking with people who disagree with me, more importantly. And
Those are
that's
both
an
really good
important
points.
thing
They
whenever
get
you're,
overlooked a lot. Like, a lot of people try to put the focus on debates on trying to convince the audience, and that's
yeah,
the traditional use of debates. And
yeah,
sometimes, if you can get that, it's great. Other people try to put the focus on convincing your opponent. These days, that almost never
yeah,
happens because even people on the open minded side, can be a little bit close minded sometimes.
obviously, yeah,
But when you put the focus on what you as the debater get out of it, well, you have to learn the other side's position a whole lot better in order to be able to argue against it.
yeah.
You have to be able to articulate your own points quickly and effectively. You have to really grapple with the material, at least if you want to, have more than a
Well,
dumpster
like
fire.
like the misuse of logical fallacies and being able to identify when that's going on and things like that. That is useful not just for the sake of argument. It helps me to better process what people are claiming or saying, and there's and I think that, again, I try to communicate the way that I interpret those things to the audience, so kind of by proxy trying at least to pass that on. um
Mhm.
and so even if creationism is the one of the silliest claims, right up there with flat earth, which I agree, it's
Literally the same
yeah,
level of silly.
yeah, I agree completely. Like, it's one of those things where you're not talking about, I mean, you are talking about somebody's belief, but they are wrong. Like, you can show they are wrong. It's a different thing than you can't prove God doesn't exist and all those stupid things that get said. But
Mhm.
like, it's a different thing because they are actually wrong about worldwide floods and 6,000 years and evolution and genetics and biology. They're wrong about those things, and you can show it. And
Mhm.
so that's why, kind of with that subject, even though it's such a silly claim, whenever you get into why they are wrong, you start to learn more things, and by having that conversation, um, it improves your ability to, again, be able to communicate those ideas to others, and be able to use that in some way that benefits others, not by convincing people, but by sharing information and the way to engage with people in your life that are saying those things. I live in a place where there's all kinds of young Earth creationists, so it definitely benefits me to be better prepared to have those conversations with the people around me, and I am because of those things, and I am because of watching other debates of Aaron Ra and many other people who's engaged with these creationists. Atheist Juniors had a lot of great debates with Kent Hovind. Silly, like Kent Hovind. I mean, he literally told me that star formation wasn't science, but the Loch Ness monster was. So I'm not taking him serious,
okay.
right? Like, but I still gained from that, and I still try to find ways to be able to pass that on to other people who have to engage with those same types of people. So there is a value in doing these things. Now, is it worth platforming Kent Hovind? I don't have him come on this channel. I don't have Ken over here. He schedules these debates whether he's got an opponent for that date or not. We're doing a debate Friday night, and like he he's going to do it. Somebody's going to show up. So
whether it's Seth or BBM who calls in or something, he's like, "We're doing debate
right.
number 684 tonight."
Yeah, and so those things you don't necessarily. People are always looking for quick and easy answers of like this is effective or not effective, and there's no nuance to that discussion. And the unfortunate part is for you is that that's not the case. And so be patient with people. That's all I'm saying is try to understand that there may be a bigger picture at play than you're allowing for. What I said a little bit ago about how it's the absurd claims of creationists that I think are doing an extreme amount of damage to Christianity in general, and especially creationism. I want them to say those stupid things as many times as they can say them. What I just said about Kent Hovind calling the Loch Ness monster science. I made a little poop guy that dances around and repeats that, and like, because that absurdity, I want the people that follow Kent Hovind or are thinking about following Kent Hovind to see us laughing at him, to see us laughing at how silly those ideas are. And that's where I think the value comes in at. It's not where you think it is. That's all my rant about that. I meant to do
Hovind
this 20 minutes ago.
debates every week.
What, Jester? I'm sorry, I coughed.
Kent Hovind debates every week.
More than that.
Yeah. He schedules them for like every Friday, I think. But
how many times can you say the same thing without like?
For 30 years he's been saying the same thing.
And weirdly, like we were talking about, your debate performances and Austin getting used to, the material that he's been working with and all this stuff, and how we get better about talking about things over time. We were talking about Aaron boiling down his presentation points over years and years from old online discussions. With Kent, it's going the other way. It's like when he first copied Dwayne Gish's notes, he was pretty good at regurgitating the talking points. But now it's degraded and devolved and broken down into you think your grandmother was a strawberry. He's gotten worse at it.
Yeah.
With practice.
You see this picture here? You're related to a well, and you're related to a pine tree and a banana and an amoeba. You came from an amoeba. It's an artist condition, asshole.
The reason that's happening to him, like, you guys get better because you're trying to teach someone something. You walk in and you're trying to teach them. Like, this is how I learned in a warehouse. The best way to learn how to do your job is to train the next guy.
Yeah.
Because once you have to train the next guy, you have to figure out how to communicate it properly, and that means you have to know what the fuck you're talking about. And if you don't, then you don't. Ken, he's just looking for the slam dunk.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's all quips and little sayings and things. But also, I'll say this: it's not so much um getting better because conveying it. Um, the creationist argument, the fundamentalist argument, is concrete, right? Like that. This is it. It doesn't change. This is the book that tells you everything you need to know about the world around you, and here it is. We know, and there's no going past that because you've said this is it. There's nothing to learn here. This is how it happened. Um,
Yeah.
most people don't function that way, right? You refine ideas and get better at them, and so even discussions that you may think don't hold any weight at all, you may think of something or get into some part of an idea that allows you to learn a little bit more about that and refine it and get better at it. So by communicating it, whether it be with Kent Hovind or your own audience, you do get better at doing that. And you're right though. Whenever I can, like I said, I think the audience here is caught up on a lot of those things. And so I don't start at trying to debunk things. We talk about implications of things because let's take those things that we both understand and have the conversation past that point and using it for that purpose, right? To go on and talk about, okay, here's what's going on, and we can look at all these different perspectives and all this different body of information, and scientists agree about these things, so we don't need to rehash all that. Let's start here at the scientific consensus and talk about what goes on past that. And but yeah, I agree with you though. In general, like teaching other people to do it is great because again, you communicate it to one person, they communicate it to two other people, those two people communicate it to five other people. Like it's a good thing. But again, Kent Hovind specifically is problematic. I mean, I get it. Like, um, there's problems there, but also like, you know, Kent Hovind has his specific issues that I don't really care for, and there were some
Yeah.
caveats to our conversations even taking place because of that. That's why Kent's never been here on this channel. Although I did play a debate that I had with Kent on this channel, which but he wasn't here live shilling his DVDs to people. I'll put it that way. The
Fair.
the thing is though is like Kent, whether you want to admit it or whatever, or no matter all those other things, Kent is one of the leading voices in this space. And that's crazy, I know. But it's true. A lot of people are listening to Kent Hovind, and a lot of people uh, believe the specific version of young Earth creationism that Kent has been repeating for 30 years. And they go and spread that just the same as we try to spread things that are true. Um, and so I think it's important to confront those things. And again, if I could make people laugh at the person and ridicule it and all those things, I think that helps because they didn't their conclusions of these things are based on emotion. So why not turn that tool around on them and appeal to their emotion by ridiculing them and making fun of them, right? Like, because I know
Mhm.
emotion is the thing that they're making decisions on. So use that to my advantage. Like I think there's some, I don't know, some utility to that.
Yeah, a lot of it is psychological modeling, right?
Sure.
Like, to go back to the protests thing, they're important not just because the leaders might listen to them, but other people see that there's people standing up against this shit.
Yes.
they'll be less afraid, so that they'll know there's people out there on their side. They can feel more free to speak their mind, vote their conscience, and take actions to support a free democracy and stand against the tyranny. Like, the protests themselves may not get a single law passed or repealed or whatever the case may be, but it'll empower more people to do stuff. It's the
Yep.
same sort of thing. Taking a stand against young earth creationism, laughing at them, in fact, makes like this, it's all the same thing. In fact, a lot of these things all support the same political purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm plotting out next week's shows, and I'm looking at a video where a young earth creationist opens up his video by saying we need to be more strong in our stance about young earth for the purpose of to resist the tides of liberalism overtaking the church. Like, for him, it's politics first. The
Yeah.
politics is the reason to believe in young earth.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's the same thing. You laugh at the young earth creationists, you laugh at the political strong men, and show that they're ridiculous people without a rational basis for anything they say, and other people will start to realize you can either join us and laugh at them, peer pressure, that's fine, or you can be the one being laughed at.
Right.
And strongman bootlickers don't like being the ones laughed at. It's the same
Right.
way, like we were saying earlier, bullies. That's how you deal with bullies, is you
Yeah.
laugh at them.
Yeah. And I think that approach, I know that there's a lot of people in this community that get that approach, and there's some that don't also. Like, they think like just arguing facts is the end of the line. And it's,
Yeah, I get it. That has value too. The education, like you were
yeah,
saying, about understanding how to think and how to incorporate new information. But the assholes, the bullies, the young earthers, I repeat myself, they know the facts. They've been
yeah,
presented with the facts. They reject the facts. The facts
mm,
will not sway people. As the old saying goes, you can't reason someone out of a position they didn't use reason to get into.
right. So appeal to the emotions, because that's what they did use to get into it in some cases, not always. I mean, indoctrination is definitely a thing.
Oh, yes.
And that's one of the things too. I cringe when I see atheists calling like believers stupid, and like uh, only somebody that's dumb would believe those things, and that's not helpful, because there's a lot you're not taking into account there. But and telling people of like, you have no evidence at all for the thing that you're saying. Not exactly correct, but there's a reason though, like, because whenever you say that, they say, well, you're just dismissing everything I'm saying, and they go back to their little group and say, see, they didn't even consider what I'm saying. This is evidence. What is the definition of evidence? This is evidence. Is it sufficient evidence to make the claim that you're making reasonably, though? That's where I try to fall in at, because I want to say, oh, you have evidence. It's just really shitty evidence for the thing you're claiming. Because I think it's important to make that distinction. But whatever. If you notice, I haven't been doing many debates lately. It hasn't been a thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's the nuance trap.
Yeah.
You're caught in trying to be all reasonable and shit. How
Well,
dare?
it's a. I mean, honestly, it gets to me after a while. Like, I get frustrated with it after a while, of doing that, because again, like, do I think I'm going to go talk to Kent Hove and explain evolution, or what he's getting wrong about evolution, better than Aaron Raw and others have done? Um, Clint's Reptiles was brought up in the chat there. Yeah, excellent creationist videos by Clint, who is a believer, by the way. But no, I'm not going to do it better than that. So what is the utility in it for me doing it? And I think, like we just talked about, it's the other thing. It's the let's show us laughing at those people. Let's let other people see the ridicule and things that they are going to face if they choose to keep going down this road. That being said, I don't think beliefs are a choice, but that's not where we're at exactly. So, um, Anyway, Jester, do you want to say something before we get out of here?
I will end this point on Kent Hovind by asking what's the difference between debating Kent Hovind and a brick wall? The brick wall might learn something.
Ah,
I was thinking, like, if you push against it hard enough, it will eventually fall over.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
seeing as everybody else plugged 40 minutes ago or something,
Yeah.
you can catch me most every Monday night at Vic Litz around 5:30. I forget which exactly she switched the show to.
Yeah.
That's Central Time. So
Are you doing a show over there?
You say.
yeah, it's just like Game and Gab is what we call, well,
Oh,
what she named it, and I'm the pseudo co-host because I just keep showing up. And we play games and talk and try to help you have something nice to listen to go to sleep to instead of all the hell on earth that's going on.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you can come check out the political show to hear about all the hell on earth that's going on.
Yep.
Uh,
Hey, you know,
I
if
mean,
you
I
do
have
that
to
on
say,
Monday, you
it's
can
my,
just like send them over to us and
yeah, it's not pretty. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, but there, I feel like it's important for me to talk about it, and I can't help that I feel that way. So that's what I'm doing with it. Um,
I mean, even Vic this week, um, she did her show last night, and we put a call to action and how to stay safe and such. Because,
sure,
like, get
I put up
Signal, get
Ryan and stuff.
Telegram, get on those things and protect yourself first, but also call your representative,
Sure.
figure things out. In my case, probably don't call my representative because I'm pretty sure here in South Carolina I will lose my vote for doing so.
Yeah. And just to be clear, real quick, with theoretically in chat, I agree with you on that. I'm not saying don't use the facts. Use the facts, but use the facts to do the mockery too. Like that. That's. Uh, I agree with you. Completely there. You're. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And I
to
think
add on to
Amber does
that,
do a good job. So yeah.
and also what you were saying is engage with them emotionally, but don't attack the person. This is one of the things I wish we had debate classes in schools regularly and it wasn't extracurricular stuff so people had
Yeah.
learned fallacies and critical thinking and shit earlier on. But one of the things I learned from debate class wasn't just the fallacies, it was the wisdom of the way Plato designed debate in his age, which still carries over a lot in the way we do it today.
Yeah.
With the ad hominem is a fallacy, not just because you're not fighting the argument. Plato's rule was as soon as you engage in an ad hominem, you're admitting defeat because you're showing you don't have anything against the argument being made. The
Right.
reason he did that, the reason he made that a rule of his school was not just to discourage people from doing an ad hominem or realizing that their argumentation is weak. It's because of the rhetorical impact. If you're attacking the person, then it shows the audience that you're an asshole and they stop caring what you have to say.
Yeah, no, I
Yep.
agree. I agree. You lose credibility when you do that, and you have to. There's a, you know, being good at debate, which I'm not, and I openly admit that. Being good at debates isn't just one thing. It's bringing a combination of tools together to deal with it, not only like on a factual basis, but all the other ways too, and uh, fallacies and stuff like that, it drives me nuts hearing like they'll like whenever I talked to Achilles here a while back, that was the last debate thing I did.
Achilles.
Yeah. He immediately went over to Proverbs Guy's channel and said I was ad hominem him and all this other stuff. And I was like, you clearly don't know what that means. Like, because where did I ever attack you personally? Like, where did this ever like you want to call out these things and then I say, okay, you say that I did this, show me where I did it. Tell me where and how I did these things, and then it's crickets because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. If you don't understand things like logical fallacies, don't bring them up in arguments. Like if you and also understand the fallacy before you ever get to the others, because someone committing a logical fallacy doesn't automatically make their argument wrong or you get to dismiss everything else they said or any of that. Be aware of those things because it makes you look silly when you do that. Yeah. All right. For real, we're leaving this time.
But like Jesus, we'll return later.
No. So watch Ember's show at 11. Watch my Eastern time. Watch my show at 1, and go watch Jester at 5 or 5:30, whenever it is.
Well, that's Monday. So
what is it?
That's Monday. So
well,
it won't be tomorrow.
Don't do it tomorrow. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me, guys. I was bored today and just really wanted to sit down and engage with some people, and I appreciate my friends being here for that. So thank you so much. And to everybody,
I'm frustrated too by the fucking. I haven't been able to go to the grocery store in 8 days. I'm at the point where I'm ready to sign up for Walmart Plus because I'm running out of fucking food, and I'm pissed about it.
Yeah, Walmart Plus comes with Paramount Plus, by the way, so it's a good deal based on that. I mean, if
I could watch the new Star Trek shit.
Yeah, you get a free subscription to Paramount Plus. It's the kind with commercials, but like I got to watch the whole UFC event. Just and plus since I get food stamps and Medicaid, I only pay half price for Walmart Plus. You get it half price, and then you still get Paramount Plus for $6. I get free delivery on all that stuff, all the discounts. Plus, I get Paramount Plus and some other things too. It's a really good deal, for real.
There's a sponsorship coming.
Oh yeah, I'm banned from every Walmart in the United States and Tokyo. Please give me a sponsorship deal. All right, bye everybody.